All right. Here we are, guys. Burning Godzilla 1995 70th Anniversary Special Version. We've got this guy here. It's been sitting here since Monday, and I've been waiting to crack it open, but we had to get through the event exclusive for Godzilla 2023. But here it is in all of its glory. I'll take a good look at the box right there for y'all. There's our front. Got your side. Got your top. And your bottom. And we're just going to take a good look at the first figure. We have 4 of these that we're going to be going through today. So let's take a look at it. Before we get into the figure, it comes with its manual right here. It's very small. Not too much is actually needed, but here you go. Just hands. It's just swappable hands. That's it. Before we go too much further, though, I'm going to show off the figure really quick in its clamshell. There you go. That's what it looks like there. It's got the nice 70th anniversary logo in there, and then the effect parts are actually on the bottom. They're underneath it. Come in their little tray. This seems to be a more common thing that they're doing now to save on space, because they usually like to package them here inside the box, but they aren't doing it so much right now. So let's open this guy up. Let's take a good look at him really quick, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set him up here in the front so you guys can take a good look at him, and I'm going to try and get things set up with another guy here that wants to jump on the stream. Whew! That factory smell is very strong with this figure. Sometimes it's not so strong, but this, whew, that's all you can smell. All right, look at that. Wow. This looks really, really cool. I'm already digging this. And if anybody was worried that these parts aren't translucent, they are. They're just painted, that's all. They're painted. We've also got the 70th anniversary logo that's wrapped up inside there. And then we've also got our effect parts. If I can get this open. Our 70th anniversary parts, we've got the heat ray base. This is a base that they've been using for quite some time now. Since the beginning of the line, the very first effect that it came with. The Toho Weapons Ultimate Effects set was the first time it debuted. And that was back in 2011. Same thing with this beam. This beam has been rehashed, but it's just not ever been blue because that was exclusive to the very first figure as a first edition of Benefit. Comes with the stand as well. That's pretty much it. It's kind of interesting. This was inside there, but it was all folded up, so I guess it was just an extra layer of protection. And then we've got the 2 hand effects. These are the standard Heisei hands. They're not any different. They're just like an open grip kind of claw situation. Let me stick these right here. Let me just wrap this all up, and I'll zoom in on this figure. Let me just get this stuff put away really quick. And then I'm going to get a co-host set up. I should have watched how I put this in. This one's a little bit more like, okay, there we go. All right, we got that in there. No problem. Goes around the tail. They actually did this very similarly to different figures, so. Okay. So let me zoom in here in just a second. I'm gonna put this box down. I'm gonna go zoom in over there and I'm gonna help this guy get set up. You guys can take a good look at that figure while I set this thing up. Give me 1 second. Can I give it some eye opens up there? Okay, here we go. I am now joined with Josh. He's going to help co-host this while we're doing this. Hey, say hi, Josh.
Hello, hello. How's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah, so he's going to be hanging out with us. He's going to be watching the chat and everything while we go through all of this stuff. Let's just go ahead and just continue taking a good look at this guy. This is our first look at the 70th anniversary Burning Godzilla. It just looks really, really cool. And all that light that you're seeing there, that's light piping and reflection in there all at the same time. The accessories are very glossy this time around. Normally there's like a semi-gloss coat, but they are very glossy this time.
I really like the yellow on the center of those burning patches. Really makes them pop, you know, more than the first and other releases.
Absolutely. Yeah, it looks really good. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull it back a little bit, and we're going to continue going through these other boxes. So that was your close look at the figure. We'll move with articulation a little bit later. For now, we're just going to unbox the rest of these guys. So let me just move these accessories aside. We'll put all 4 of them up here in the shot. Okay. So here's our next guy right here. So this is figure number 1. Figure number 1. Figure number 2. The eyes looked okay on figure number 1. They didn't look too bad. We didn't get too much of a close look, but let's take a look at the rest of these guys here.
The eyes on number 1 look good. Hopefully the others follow suit.
Yeah. So we got our number 2 here. Wow, the factory smell on these guys is really, really strong. I mentioned that the first time around, but yeah, I feel like the second one, it's even stronger.
Love that new figure smell.
Wow. As far as I can tell, the eyes on this one also look good. So that's 2 for 2 right there.
Perfect.
I really like this mold. This mold is a nice mold, even though it's an older one and they haven't updated it with the most recent high-say articulation, especially in the tail area. It's still not that bad of a figure, though. It can achieve a lot of movement, a lot of range in there.
Yeah.
And that was something. Yeah, it is a bummer that the tail didn't get updated, but you know, as they say, you know, don't fix what's not broken, right? Yeah, something like that. Oh, you know what? I forgot to take these guys out. Let me get these guys out for you guys really quick. So we got our beam effect number 2 there. These guys look good too. It's always interesting because at first glance you don't think that there's going to be any differences with these beam effects, but sometimes there's some surprises.
Yeah, a little bit of different shading, a little bit of coloration blend for the figure or for the accessories. You know,
yeah,
very minor things.
Yeah, especially with the blending with the yellow to orange, there might be some small differences right there.
Similar with the -1 beams where the airbrushed white transitions to the blue. Same thing with this with the orange and yellows.
Yeah. So, you know what's interesting? Oh, there it is. Okay, I was going to say there's no background for this, but there is a background. It's red. It just got pushed onto the other side of the box. So there's our 2 for 2 right there. Any questions coming up over there, Josh?
No questions as of yet. Just Leonardo saying shiny orange color, which, yes, is very shiny orange.
All right. Well, we've got, here's number 3. Number 3 looks promising. Always check these things too, because there were some reports from people in Japan saying that some of them were scratched out of the box, but so far so good. These are looking good. They wrapped these up in plastic too, so
that's good.
Boy, they really wrapped up Godzilla though. They really didn't want anything to happen with it, scuffs or anything like that.
Yeah. No.
So here's number.
Like that.
Yeah. So here's number 3.
Also,
number 3
surprised for the 70th anniversary. We basically didn't do the 30th anniversary like they have for some of the promos for Burning Godzilla with 30 and has Godzilla in the center. So I didn't do that for this time around.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that they didn't go with the 30th logo, but usually when that happens, that's Toho's call. Toho's the one that made that call to celebrate it as a 70th anniversary figure. So, But yeah, it was an odd choice. I agree with that. It would have been, had Toho unveiled the 30th logo, and that would have been more appropriate here. But
yeah,
I guess because this figure was in development during the 70th anniversary, that's why they kept it as 70th anniversary. Because these figures, even this one's already has tooling and stuff, the injection mold's been done, they still plan these things about a year in advance. Yeah. So, and when that part of that year in advance, those talks are licensor talks right there, and how to name the figure and what to call it, what to adjust those things too. So
yeah,
that's my
accessories.
Yeah. I'm not confirming this 100%, but this is probably why it's a 70th anniversary and not a 30th anniversary.
Yeah, just off of pure speculation, nothing concrete.
Yeah, and plus Japan is really weird about their naming things when it comes to product. Like, do you see the name for Destroya?
Mouthful of a name.
Yeah, well, originally when they had told me about it being made, they were like, oh yeah, it's going to be the Tokyo Bay version. I'm like, oh, okay, that's not bad, Tokyo Bay. And then it was like, Tokyo Waterfront City Decisive Battle. I was like, holy smokes, guys, what are you doing?
Go with just Decisive Battle. No need for 5 other words to be added to it.
Yeah, so they just, really went for it.
Go big or go home, as they say.
All right, we're on our last one, guys. We're taking the last one out. This one's got some markings on it. It's not scratched. It just looks like, when you touch something and you get your fingerprints on it. It's kind of like that, but it's just like, it's not fingerprints, but there's some marks on that one right there. Yeah. It's like lines from the box. Because I don't know if you can see it here, but there are some lines right here. So it looks like the shell was, the shell looks like it was pushing really hard on that. So that's what it looks like, at least the pattern matches that. Probably like some mold release that's probably left over on it too. Here's number 4. Number 4. Okay, so the eyes they're a little off on this one right here, but these 3 they look
like, yeah, not gonna be good.
Yeah. So these 3 eyes, they look great just from my quick view of them, but this guy right here, one of the eyes is just a little off on it. But
short end of the stick.
But you know what? 3 out of 4. That's a good sample size right there.
Still not bad.
Okay. We're just going to put this away here and get these other effects, and then finally we'll take a good close look at these guys.
Yeah, guys, if you have any questions that you want to ask, just go ahead and put them in the chat, and I'll read them when the time arrives.
Is that awesomeness? Hey, Robo-Lizard, welcome, man.
Yes, it is indeed awesomeness now that you're here.
Yes, it is awesomeness. Absolutely. Yeah, they all look okay. The 4th one's eyes, I think when we take a good look at it, you guys will see just a little bit offness on there, but I think the other 3 are really strong. They look really good. Boy, I tell you what, I love it when they don't come with so many accessories, man, because that just makes these things go a lot quicker. You should have seen that Mechagodzilla stream. That thing was long.
Oh, yeah, like what, almost 4 hours?
It was almost 4 hours, yeah. Okay, we've got all of our stuff out, guys. We're gonna I'm gonna get ready to get behind the camera right here, and we'll be able to take a look at it. So far, so good. The stream is looking good right now. I don't see any lag like I was seeing last time, so I think we're gonna be good. Knock on that wood.
Knock on wood.
Okay, so there's our 4. Let's take a closer look at them. Let me get them a little posed up a little bit better, really quick.
Make them look all nice and pretty.
I just like to, when they package these things, it's all about packaging and not really the pose, right? So let's just make them look a little bit nicer for everybody.
A little bit more appealing to the eye.
So, but yeah, I'm really digging them. What's really cool about these Burning Godzillas is that they changed the burning design from the original 2. So Ultimate Burning Godzilla has a different pattern. It's the same as the original, actually. But this one, they changed it up. They actually updated the burning effect. So it's really cool.
That too. Yeah, well, I saw some people post like some side-by-side pictures of this release and the original, all three of them, I noticed like, the chest patterns look a little bit different.
Yeah. So it was a nice, I think that's a nice way to kind of keep it fresh for a figure that's just now hitting its third stride, right? So
yep,
it gives you reason for us, you know, veteran collectors to kind of come back and revisit this.
Slightly different than the other. I gotta pick it up.
Yeah, you know, people pick up for a lot less, right? The box art's different. It's got a hat.
There's 2 extra accessories in the other one.
Yes, exactly. Oh yeah, people pick up for additional accessories all the time. I mean, we always see that in the comments in public and everything. Where's the accessories and everything? So, okay.
I mean, hell,
I've got
Final Wars, but then you have the original. It's like, different than the original. I'll pick it up.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we've got these guys all posed up for a little bit better. We're gonna get a little bit closer.
G News says, "Hi, I love to see a close-up of each face." Well, you're in luck.
Well, we are gonna get up and close and possibly a little invasive. So
he was
all right.
Open mind.
Okay, so let's start. Let's start with 1 and work our way to number 4 and everything. So this is number 1 right here. Don't worry if we're not getting front views right now, we will get them when we go through one by one. We're just kind of doing a flyby right now. So here's 1, and then there's 2, and we got 3. Another big difference with these guys here too is that the eye pupils on the back side of the corneas, they're actually black. Whereas in the other Burning Godzillas, the whole eye is orange with just the pupil. So it gives, it's supposed to look like more of like what you see in a lot of the poster and promotional material, how Godzilla's eyes are glowing. Even though they're not glowing, if they're painted to look like they're glowing.
Yeah, like the event exclusive -1, where it's the metallic blue paint that's on translucent parts to make it seem like it's glowing, similar to those burning patches right now.
Right. And if for anybody that is wondering, these parts are still translucent, just as they were before. The figure is made out of translucent plastic. They just have additional paint to emulate that glowing effect.
You know what would have been really cool if they had translucent material in the eyes for light piping to make the eyes really glow.
That would have been great, yeah. That's something that we've always said about it since the very first figure when they released that. That would have been really cool if they had included that. So
yeah, it's like every part is translucent except for the eyes.
But you are seeing, we've got, you know, massive amount of studio lights here on the set. And what you're seeing here is a combination of the light piping of all these guys. You know, just to give you guys a better idea, we've got lights up there. We've got, you know, 4 lights up there and everything. And then we've got even bigger lights. So it's well lit. And what you're seeing right there is that light piping effect though. It's in a combination with
difference. I'm sorry, continue.
I was saying it's a combination of the painted effects, especially right here on the sides. This is it's kind of like a goldish yellow paint. It's kind of very interesting how they've done this to make it have that burning effect, but it's kind of a gold top coat that they've added on top of that. I like it.
Very strong compared to the other one where it doesn't have as much gold or yellow.
Yes. What was the question that they wanted to ask?
Elrace asked, is there any difference in the articulation compared to the other Burning Godzillas? It's the same mold, but it's just tolerance at this point.
Yeah, so I don't see any major differences in terms of articulation engineering just from handling it briefly. But we will go over articulation. Let me tell everybody here what we're going to be doing. What we're going to do first is we're going to do variance comparison between all 4 of them. Then we're going to do articulation demo with one of them. And then we're going to compare it with the original as well as Ultimate Burning Godzilla. We'll do some size comparisons, and then we're going to do Q&A at the end of that right there. All right. So
if we had the others to put side by side, but answer that for me.
Yeah, so that's kind of our schedule that we're going to be working with today. So we got all 4 of them on display. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be sliding one by one. The whole point of variance comparison isn't so much about the articulation as it is the paint application. So we're going to slide in one at a time, and we'll even look at the beam effects and everything. We'll see the differences on those guys. This stream is going to be a lot longer than usual since we have a lot more to get through because we have 3 figures or 2 additional figures to compare with. So it's going to be a bit. So hang in there, guys. If you have to dip, that's okay. It will be posted later. You guys can check it out later. We'll also have an abridged version, maybe a couple weeks after this is all posted. I'm behind on my abridged series. I got to do Mechagodzilla and event exclusive Godzilla still, so it'll probably be about a month before this one comes out realistically. But enjoy this, you guys. I'll leave this one up. You guys can watch it anytime you want. So
late to never, I say.
Yep, exactly. So for now, we're gonna just I'm gonna put these guys in a different spot. I need a water break for a second. It's really hot in here, so.
You're good. Since you take a water break, I'll get a chance to answer some questions that the chat's kindly offered.
All right, give me a second, guys. I'll be right back.
And basically you say, and Rob isn't, yes, Rob isn't the hero of the lizard, but you have me, next best thing.
Yeah, so for anybody that's just joining, this is Josh. Josh has been a really great guy. He's been actually picking up a lot of these figures from me after the variance comparison. So
I'm a complete what can I say?
What he's doing really today is he's checking them out firsthand, so he knows which one he's gonna pick.
Guilty discharged.
Okay, let me take a look at my phone really quick here. Oh, he's not. Oh, okay. All right.
Is that just paint or is it actual plastic in the mold? It's a mix of both. It's light piping and paint.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
Asked, they had a missed opportunity with Destroyer to give them a closed wing accessory with this new release. Yeah, I was really hoping for a closed wings at some point, but to each their own.
Yeah, yeah, that's a bummer to see that they didn't do that, but hopefully something will come about, hopefully, in the future. So,
you never know, final battle version.
All right, so here we are, guys. We're going to take a look at figure number 1 right here. We're going to start with the head first, and we will work our way down after the fact. Okay, so with that being said, first thing that we're going to check out
look at those stunning eyes.
Yes, look at those eyes. Aren't they wonderful?
Staring deep into my soul.
So here's the thing. Depending on how you pose this figure, it can look a little wonky, right? When you're having the figure pointed, tilting its head down, it looks great, right? There's not too much to really complain about. They're not fully straight. They're slightly off to the side. But when you tilt the figure up, there is some sculpted, there's some sculpts. It's not symmetrical, I guess you could say. So when he does these sculpts, and it just kind of starts to look a little funny right there, right? And that's because, you know, this part of the cheek is a lot higher than this side right here. So immediately it makes you like, oh, these eyes don't look right. But it's just about the angle and the pose, you know? You just get it posed just right, and it makes a world of a difference.
Yeah, like you said, like it all takes just one bad photo of a figure to spread like wildfire, and then everyone takes that as for granted, like, oh, all the figures are gonna look like this.
Yeah, and you can see it too, right there. I've tilted up and everything. You can see how this side of the cheek is definitely a lot higher than this side right here. So, but anyways, let's get to some of the looks right here. First thing off the bat, you know, I like how they did the eyes this time. They're black on the edges. All that's really colored is just the center of the cornea right there. But the rest of it, it's all black in there. It looks really cool. The mouth is painted very well as well. Look at that. Oh,
yeah, love
teeth
that color in
the teeth look great.
Oh yeah,
look at that. Very well painted.
Definitely the better of the 3 releases, if memory serves me correctly.
And I mean, attention to detail is really great this time, because look at that. That's a second row of teeth, and they're painted on the inside too.
They're microscopic. Like if you hold your pinky up there, it's like tiny.
Yeah. I've tried doing this myself. You have to have a steady hand to do that. And this isn't done by machine. This is definitely done by hand for this part right here. So the tongue is not articulated. It is sculpted, but it doesn't move. This is one of the older sculpts that didn't have an articulated tongue on it. So unfortunately, it doesn't move, but it still looks cool. I like the paint in the mouth, actually. It's not too bloody. It's kind of just like that pale gum color. So I think it works well.
Natural fleshy look.
Yeah. The design of the burning effects, it's kind of interesting because it looks like it's a decal almost, right? Like they just kind of decaled it in a way, but it's still translucent plastic. So this is done digitally.
even on the small little neck pieces.
Yeah, even on the neck piece right there, it's still translucent. It's not paint. This is still translucent. It's a translucent piece right there. So it's very unique to this. And it's done digitally with the way that they did this application right here. So the figure's all translucent. And then what they did was like, it's like they almost did like a stamp of the color. So they did like, I think they probably just colored like a certain amount of this, and then they just did a stamp of the darker color on top of it after the fact. That's the only thing I can think of how they did this.
Yeah.
But man, they really did a really great job at making this look like it has that burning effect. And that's like, this is what I feel like the original two were missing. They had the translucent effects, but they didn't have this glow, this bright orange inside
really
them.
Pop.
And even when you shined light on them, they still didn't have this orangish color inside of it. It was just a fiery red color. So this is really, really cool. And what's great is that because it's painted additionally with the opaque paint, it looks good on a shelf. You don't have to have light piping for this to look good. It's going to look good on your shelf.
Yeah, I think that's why they went with that route, to make it seem like it's popping, like you said, with no lights. But when you have light shining on it, it just makes it pop even more.
Yeah. And then let's take a look at the translucency on these dorsals. I've got a light right here. We're going to shine that through.
They definitely look a lot darker than the original, if I remember correctly.
They look a little bit darker, yeah. So, but yeah, you can see that they light up right there. We're shining the light through it. We're at a 1250 ISO right now, so we'll do another demonstration of the dorsals with the lights in front of me turned off so we can see them how they really glow.
Yeah.
But this looks pretty cool. I mean, they look like a fiery orange. I love it.
Yeah, just with the black center peeking through, looks really good. Definitely more accurate for the suit.
So, but yeah, and then, you know, getting closer down here to you can see more of that gold paint, how they've applied it right here. But, you know, you see where I put my hand over it, you can see how it's not so strong.
Right.
So it just depends on your light source. If you got not that much light, it's still there. It's just not as strong. If you got lots of light on it, it's going to pop even more.
Yeah, all depends on the angle and light conditions.
So, but here's the feet. Let's take a look at those feet. There they are. Look at that. Hello, feet. So they've got some blending on them. Look at that. We got some airbrush blending on the feet. Very hard to come by with modern MonsterArts. They don't usually do the air blending anymore these days.
It's mostly like the dry brushing.
Yeah, they usually do a dry brush or usually just cuts off completely right here at the edge of the foot, right where it connects to that from claw to foot. So,
right.
But there is no dry brushing on these though. So there are additional details in the sculpt, but they're not brought out because there's no dry brushing. So if you took a black wash to that, you'd actually see more detail.
Yeah.
I think so this is kind of an interesting figure because it's like a cross of what the paint job was for the adult junior figure. It's like they crossed that with this. Because the other two Burning Godzillas, they're very black by design. But this is more of the junior coloration now, when you get to this part right here, especially the dorsals. This is very much the junior color.
Definitely a lot different than the stark white that the original had.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be suit accurate, what they were going for with that one right there.
Yeah.
And then the ultimate burning, they made them all orange because people are like, we want them all orange. And then this one, they just decided to make it that junior coloration. So I think this looks cool though.
Almost kind of gives it that nighttime feel, where it's like what the colors would have looked like in the nighttime scene, similar to with the Destroyer.
Yeah, Robo Lizard says, not too fond of dry brush claw sprayed. I think looks a lot better. Yeah, I'm all for airbrushing every time.
Yeah, definitely some areas where dry brushing is better and others where airbrushing is better. So it's all depending on where the application is being applied.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now let's get into, now that we just had a closer intimate look at the figure, we're going to go ahead and check out some variants of the face area. So here's figure number one. We're going to take a look at it straight on. That's with its mouth open. Here's with its mouth closed. Eyes look great.
The metallic yellow gold on the burning spots really hurts. Yeah, they really do.
I like this though. This is great. Oh man. I'm gonna move my camera up just a smidge more actually.
No worries.
Just so we can get a better angle of this, because I feel like it's looking up too much. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay, so that was fit. So look, go for it.
Lane Vix asks, I love how good the eyes look on this one. Honestly, my biggest complaint is the tail was updated to have more joints similar to the 72 tail.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what, yeah, I agree with that, you know. But the eyes look good on it. Fantastic. So that's figure number 1. Let's look at number 2. So here's number 2. This one's got a little bit of a slack jaw thing going on right here. Let me just kind of twist that.
More unique.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, here's number 2. Let's just open up that mouth a little bit. There we go. So here's, all right, so here's number 2 from the side.
It's looking just like the first one.
I feel like this one's burning up here in the front. The torso area is not as bright as the first one.
Yeah, it doesn't have as much yellow.
It's definitely a little bit more balanced, and I feel like this eye is just a little bit off. Just a little bit. Yeah, there's definitely more black on this side of the pupil on number 2 right here. Mouth paint looks good though. It's painted all the way on the inside right there.
That's good. No gum bleeding or anything like that. No, the first one
I mean,
to that.
Yeah, the teeth is looking pretty good right here. Maybe a little bit extra bleed of the gums right there, but they kind of really nail it with the Heisei look right here. They've got really sharp teeth and they're well defined. Let's look at number 3. All right, number 3's got some good eyes on it too. So here's with the mouth shut. Number 3's got a bright chest too. Its mouth open.
Yeah, so far I haven't seen many inconsistencies between each of the figures. They've all been relatively in line.
Yeah, they're not too bad. I mean, it's kind of hard to pick out. The only thing I'm really looking for right now is the brightness of the chest. Number 2 definitely had a more subtle paint job right here, but this one's just as good as the first one that we looked at. The eyes just look as good as the first one too. Let's look at the mouth here. I think this one has the strongest mouth paint for the teeth. I feel like I can see the teeth a lot better on this one than the others.
For that secondary row.
Yeah, the secondary row is really popping on the inside on both sides, actually. More so on the top, though. The top row is definitely, I can definitely see that a lot more. So, but yeah, number 3. Number 3 is a good one too. I'm liking 1 and 3. Let's look at number 4. Go ahead and close its mouth right there. All right, here's number 4. So number 4. This eye appears to be just a little bit off.
Looking a little lazy.
Yeah. I think this one's got the worst of it compared to all of them. So I'd rank 1 and 3 for eyes. 1 and 3 are the best. 2's slightly off, and this one's just a little bit, I mean, it's the runt of the litter. Let's just call it like it is, right?
Yeah. Pull the short end of the straw.
But you know what? When you pose it by the side right there, I mean, that looks fantastic.
Yeah,
even on this side right here, it looks great.
Yeah, as long as he's not looking dead on, then you got nothing to worry about.
Yeah. As far as teeth paint goes, this one's okay. It's not my favorite of them. 4, I think 4 is the one that I'm going to be picking on the most in this stream.
Yeah, I feel like on the front, on his lower jaw, he has a little bit more of a gum bleed compared to the rest.
Yeah, let me take a look at that actually. You know, it's kind of hard to tell, but I mean, from my point of view, it does look clean, actually. Yeah, it does look a little clean on the teeth right there. Maybe this one tooth right here, it's not so well, but everything else looks all right on the sides of it, though. But that's number 4. Number 4's chest is like number 2. It's a little bit more muted. kind of interesting how some of them are brighter than the others.
Which like 1 and 3 are definitely our strongest out of these 4.
Yes. So that's the top part. Let's look a little bit further down on the figure now. We're gonna look at the torso area and the abdomen. So there's additional tooling down here. Oh, 1 second, I have to hit the record button there. So there's additional tooling right here that's got more heat burning effect right there in the bottom. So if you're bending the figure back like it's posed backwards, it'll accommodate that burning effect right there. So it's kind of interesting. It kind of looks wonky, or not wonky, but it just looks a little off like that. But clearly it's supposed to be something like this, and that looks a lot better.
Yeah, kind of sucks that when it's posed like that, like it's all hidden. You can't really see it unless you basically arches back into the point of breaking.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually more natural. It's just kind of, he's just not leaning back. It's just more of an upright pose. Let's zoom out really quick. So it's not like he's like arched back so much, you know? It's there, but more traditionally, like you want your Godzilla to be posed more like that. So I get it, but it's not too much. It's not too much of a dip between that. But going back to the front, let's get back zoomed in there. So that's the front of number 1. We'll look around the side. The claws look good. They've got that blending on there too.
More of that airbrush effects similar to the toes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it looks good right there. Let's check out the dorsals while we're at it.
How about the inside of the claws? Because I know a large majority of Godzilla figures for the hands, both regular and alternate, seem to fall short on the paint on the inside of the claws. I don't know if it's just a hard to reach place or if they just seem to miss it.
Let's take a closer look at that. As far as it looks like on the inside, I mean, it looks okay. There's not so much blending on the inside of it as there is on the top of it.
Right. I'm only remembering because on most of my MonsterVerse figures for the claw hands, there isn't a whole bunch of dry brushing, and especially on all of the -1 Godzillas, their inside of the hands seem to be missing that paint application compared to the top of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it looks all right. There's definitely no additional dry brushing on the inside of the hands of these guys, but there's also no airbrushing, it looks like, on the inside of the hand either. At least on this figure. There might be some on the other ones, but... So that's number 1. It looks really good on both sides. The dorsals look great too. They look darker because I think they're more see-through than the past ones.
Do you think it could have been due to the color of the translucent plastic that they used? Do you think they could have gone with a little bit of a lighter shade compared to the rest of the body?
Yeah, they could have added more paint to it to make it look a little bit more golden like that, but I think that they wanted the light piping to really show really on shine. This. Yeah, I think they wanted to allow that to be purely translucent. I think this was the right call. I don't like it when they do painted effects, generally speaking. So, but this is okay.
Yeah, definitely heard you talk about that with -1 and the paint effect for making it look like it's glowing.
Yeah. So yeah, here's number 2. I'm gonna say that 2 is probably just the more balanced figure. So if you're just looking for like the average glow, it's not super hot in the gold areas right there, but it's just a nice glow throughout. It's just balanced, you know? That's the best way I can describe it.
Nothing is too strong and standing out more than the others.
Yeah. The claws look good. Let's look at the dorsals there. Dorsals look all right too. I'm not noticing any paint chipping or anything like that. No extra slop. It's a very cleanly done figure. There's some semi-gloss effects where it's like a top coat, semi-gloss top coat near where a lot of the translucent parts are. So it's definitely done intentionally just to make them look up here a little bit more shiny.
Yeah, definitely on the burning spots, not so much the still intact skin.
Yeah, the rest of the figure though, like that's not got any burning parts, it's a matte coat. So, and I'm a big fan of matte. I love my matte coats.
Yeah, definitely too much gloss on the ultimate burning version, just looks off.
Yeah, and that was intentional too. They wanted it to make it look like it was, you know, there's two different stories. One is that it's supposed to be right before meltdown, and then the other story is that it's as it's emerging from the water. But I believe the correct answer is that it's supposed to be prior to its meltdown point. That's why it's so shiny.
Yeah, hence the name Ultimate Burning version, not Water Emergence version.
Yeah, exactly. So here's number 3. 3 is looking fire.
Literally.
Yeah, look at that.
Nice and bright. I noticed on the more pelvic area, there's a lot more yellow compared to the number 1 and number 2.
Yeah, we're gonna circle back around that in a second. Dorsals look good.
RoboBlizzard said, I've noticed the printed eyes tend to be slanted on the right eye. Not sure why, but I've seen it enough to notice.
It might be. You're right. This part right here is definitely brighter. It's definitely brighter on the lower abdomen right there with that gold effect. It's good though. I like it.
Definitely makes a bit more pop compared to the other two, where it's just more orange color, where this one has a little bit of gold to make it stand out more.
I like the blending on the claws on number 3. I think this is the perfect blending that they've got on this right here. You've got enough shading right there, right where it meets the hand. I think 3's got the best. For sure. Let's look at number 4.
Will it be available in the Tamashii Nation store in New York? I don't believe so.
This will be, yes, it will be there.
Oh, where?
Yes. So anything that's a standard release, they do bring them over to the Tamashii Nation store, New York. Standard release, Bandai Premium, they bring, for every Godzilla figure, they bring them there to the New York store. So you will be able to pick it up eventually over there.
Yeah, interesting. I thought that was more just for exclusives.
They do have, they do sell exclusives, but they also carry general product as well.
Gotcha.
So for their MonsterArts,
I meant like premium Bandai release.
Yeah. So they carry about everything there. Just for at least Godzilla. I can't speak about other lines, but for Godzilla, they carry premium Bandai exclusive versions as well as the regular general releases. They do that in that store.
Yeah.
For anything like Dragon Ball, I do not know the information on that. Sorry.
Or Gundam or Ultraman.
Yeah, don't know anything about that. So, but yeah, number 4, is number 4 is not being the great in the face area so much. The main body actually doesn't look so bad on it. Yeah, it looks good down there in the abdomen too.
Kind of has the similar gold area near that pelvic area, like
yeah, it's got that right there too. Let's look at the claws. So the claw looks good. It's not so bad.
For the most part.
It's pretty average for what we've seen so far. It's not super stellar, but it looks
not bad, but not good.
Yeah, it's just there. It just is.
Yeah.
Right?
It is what it is.
So, okay. So now we're going to look at the legs and the feet. We're going to go back to number 1 here.
Is SDCC Mascarology going to be New York too?
That will eventually go to New York. So the event exclusive for Godzilla 2023 will go to the store, but it will not probably hit the store until February. So if you're hoping to get that one sooner, sorry, it's not going to probably be there. And I'm just speaking based off of what happened last year with the 89 figure. They didn't have it over there right away. They made you wait all the way until February before it was at the store. Because the stock that they currently have, they're saving that for the future events that they still got going on.
Gives you plenty of time to save and,
Yeah, you got time to save for that, right? So, okay. So, yeah, this is... It's very bright. We're back at number 1 right here. It's very bright on the gold, but the only reason why it's like this, guys, is because of the light that I have on there. You turn down the lights and everything. I'm going to turn down the shutter, and you can already see it's not as crazy, crazy bright or anything like that. So it's just, it just depends on your light source. Because of that light piping in there, it might seem brighter than it's supposed to be. But I will tell you that just by looking at it in person, this gold on this fly is definitely a lot stronger.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot stronger. Blending on the toes, we already looked at this on this figure, but we're gonna look at it again. Looks good. It's not horrible. Looks well blended at the tips. Maybe a little bit of extra blend on some of these toes. But for the most part, I mean, it's just feet and thighs, man. Thunder thighs, right?
Love me some thighs.
Let's look at number 2.
Warehouse definitely likes it as well.
Yeah. So here's number 2. And these are not, if you guys see these spots right here, this is not, it's not an error. It's not paint splatter. That's actually part of the design. So they've got that specs like that. That's just, it's on every single figure right here. So it's an intentional design.
Interesting. Definitely looks like a paint splatter from a distance.
Right, it does. But they're all like that. It's supposed to be breaks within the fire, is what it is. But because it's got that stencil effect, there's no like blending or anything like that. It just looks like, oh, they got some paint spray, but yeah, that's how it is. I mean, if you look at number 1 right there, it's the same. It's the same. And here's number 3, same spot.
Same spot.
And then here's number 4. So it's exact same spot every single time. So it's not paint splatter. So if I see anybody online saying it's paint splatter, I'm gonna come after you. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm a
So, but yeah, number 2, blending on the toes looks all right. It's not too bad. It's a little bit longer on the claws right here on the right foot. The gold is, I mean, it's pretty much the same. If you compare them to 1 and 2, I'll bring them both in the shot. Kind of similar, you know? So, let's look at number 3. Oops. Number 3. All right, so number 3 looks all right in the gold. It's still got that gold up there on the top. Yeah, you can see that when I even blend it down, it doesn't look as strong, right? It's still there. It's just not as vibrant. You don't have that light shining through it. But when you get that light on it, woo, it lights up.
A little line of orange on your right hand, is that intentional or just like it seems like a straight cut?
Are you talking about right here, where my thumb is?
In the thigh right there.
Right here.
Near where the thigh connects to the socket.
I'm trying to find it here. All right, you're talking about this line of it, right?
Yeah, it's like a small little orange patch that connects to, yeah, right there.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's pretty intentional to me.
It just looked odd because it was just a straight line. I was like, is that intentional?
Yeah, it's just a straight line. I mean, so it's like that on all of them too. Yeah. So it's just one of those things that's different because I don't think the original has that line right there. So I don't know. They just decided, because here's the thing, this leg, you can have it more inward or you can have it more outward, right? So for some reason they just, whoever did the new paint design for this, they just decided, hey, wouldn't it be cool to have this little extra line of, it's kind of random though. I see what you mean. Like it's just kind of there, right? Because it's not on this leg at all. It's not there at all.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's not there on this one, but it is, I don't know, maybe they just felt like we need to add something here on this part. I have no idea.
Yeah, like this part seems too empty. What should we add? A straight line? All right, perfect.
But you know what? When you pose it like that, you can't even see it at all. So,
nope.
It's just, I don't know. That's just what they decided to do. But that was number 3. Just looking at the blending one last time on it. Blending looks the most balanced on the toes. For number 3, it's a little bit further out on all the way, but because it's matching, I think it looks good. And then we'll look at number 4 here.
Purple Blizzard said it's also on the OG, but has some black dry brushing, so it's less obvious.
Yeah, there's some major light piping going on right here, because you see when I put my hand over it, you can see it mostly goes away, right?
Right.
Let me just move my focus there. Yeah, so when I put my hand over that, you can see that it mostly goes away. So that light piping's really making it pop right now. So there's number 4. 4's feet look all right too. They don't look too bad. Burning patches look good. There's the blending on the feet. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's feet. Can't go too wrong with feet, right?
Yeah. From what I remember, all the Godzilla feet seem to have pretty good dry brushing and blending for the toes, so no complaints there.
No complaints there. Okay, now we're gonna look at the tail. So here's our tail paint. So this is mostly consistent with the adult junior figure when they did their paint job for that. So it's that bonish, darkish gray color for the dorsals.
Yeah.
And it's different.
Kind of similar to the paint that they did for the 89 figure for his dorsal fins.
Yeah, it's pretty close to, yeah. So as far as I can tell, I mean, it's pretty average for the paint job for these kind of things. On the Paint Masters, the paint looks really great on this. They're blended very well. They're okay on here. There's definitely some parts where, like, especially like in this area right here, it could be blended a little bit better. Down here, it could be blended a little bit better, but... And then when you get to this, it's just basically a coat of... And once you get to the top of it, it's just kind of painted on at that point. It's just like they took a sponge and they just went, you know?
If only they did that for the 2004 reissue.
Yeah, I mean, that one was kind of an interesting choice out of how they did that, but it was like that in the original too, so that must be something that they just changed on the factory samples that they did.
Yeah.
So, but that's number 1. Yeah, they do that sometimes. I mean, it's so funny because when the first one, that first 2004 came out, everybody was like, it's black, but I like it. And then the second one came out and everybody's like, oh, now it looks like the promo. And do I like it? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it now. That's what I went through when I looked at it, because I was like, oh, blue, why? And then I looked at some of the source material, and the suit is kind of got that bluish tint to it. So I've grown to accept the reissue as my new display piece now. This is number 2. Number 2 doesn't look bad. I actually like the blending on number 2's dorsals here this time around. It looks good.
Those parts look a little bit different than the first one, but other than that, it looks mostly consistent.
Yeah, for the most part, especially when you get down to the tip, this isn't really much. It's not really much different from what we saw in the first one. I think I do like the blending, though, better with these larger dorsal pieces on this one.
Yeah, easier to paint, easier to do what they need to do compared to some of the microscopic ones like Final Wars.
Yeah. Let's bring out number 3.
Even that could be the main reason why they leave most of those fins unpainted, because they are just so tiny and there's so many of them.
Yeah, I mean, when you get down to this level right here, I mean, being exact, like you can definitely tell where they were just being more careful, and then they just busted out the sponge and just started dabbing the top of it. And then it's like that for the remainder of the rest of these. So there's subtle variants that you're probably going to see between all 4 of these figures at this point, when you get down to this area right here. So it's just kind of like, it's a case of where if you have any of these figures on their own and you're displaying them, it's probably that you probably think that it looks okay. But when you get all 4 of them here and you're just kind of like, okay, well, there's definitely one that is better than the other one, right? So...
Yeah, that if you don't have the figure like directly up close to your eyes and be like, oh, I see microscopic paint issue. It's like, it's fine from a distance.
Yes, exactly, yeah. I mean, I feel like most collectors don't do that anyways. When they have their figures in hand, they're not, looking at it up close and inspecting it all the time. It's usually on a shelf and everything. And maybe some people get bothered by it, but, for me as a collector, if it looks like Godzilla at the end of the day, I will enjoy it the way it is intended to be enjoyed.
Yeah, if the 99% of it looks good, but the 1% of it doesn't, it's like, hey, it's 99% the one. It's still a good figure at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Whatever falls apart on me, then that's a different story.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so this is number 4. 4, I mean, honestly, like, I'm looking at all 4 of these, and there's just, like, the variance between all of this, it's like, some of it's there, some of it's not, and, You know, it is what it is. Like I said, if you had any of these on your own and just looking at them all by themselves, you're probably going to be very satisfied with it either way. Paint looks great on the dorsals though. Yeah, so that's our good old variance comparison right there for all 4 of them. I'm going to bring them all 4 back. Actually, you know what? Before we even do that, let's look at the beam effects.
You can't look at the accessories.
Yeah, we're going to look at the beam effect. Yeah, so here's our beam effect right here. So here's all 4 beam effects right here. And for the most part, I'd say that the blending areas are pretty much on point. They're fairly consistent in the same spots.
Like lava geysers.
Yeah. When you shine light through these guys, they're probably really going to pop too, so.
Yeah, definitely the yellow will definitely be popping more than the orange.
Yeah. So, but yeah, those look great.
The perfection is the death of joy, as they say. Indeed it is.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah. There we go. Now they're all lit up. I mean, compared to, you know, the Mecha Godzilla beams that we had, there was some slight variance differences between them. Yeah, but I'm not seeing too much with this, honestly. The transitions are all mostly in the same spots.
Yeah, differences for the Mecha Godzilla beams were like at the end and beginning of it, correct?
Yeah, towards the transition from the whitish pink to the pink itself. That was where the difference is. I got a light that went out, so let me change that really quick. Do we have any additional questions over there?
Let's see. White dorsal plates compared to orange color. We will get to a variance comparison of the original and the ultimate burning later on in the stream, so don't you worry.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So we just finished the variance of the main figure. What's next is we're looking at accessories. We're going to go over articulation, and then we're going to go over the differences with the original. Okay, so let me just kind of zoom in on these guys. So here's 1 and 2 together. Love that translucence.
Kind of hard to tell, but you can see along the edges like the very slight spiral effect.
Yeah, it's a little bit there, yeah. All right, and then here's 3 and 4. I mean, it's just not too different, honestly.
Yeah, all the beams seem pretty consistent with each other.
Let's look at the base right here of each one. So I'll just hold up 2 at a time. You know, there's no extra yellow inside there or anything, even on the top part right there. So that was 4 and 3.
Almost kind of expecting like a little bit of like dry brushing along the edges to give it that, you know, flare out effect.
You could probably do that if you wanted to add that to it, but for this, it's pretty clean. You've got that shiny, you know, you've got the shiny glossy effect that's going to bounce light differently. So, but I think if you did do something like that, if you added that in there, and that's what's great. If you actually do collect all of these figures in this line, like I have every single one, there are beams that do have that dry brushing effect that kind of has a highlight to it. So for this, so as somebody who has all of them, I have that, I get that from this already. But for anybody that doesn't, I mean, this is an opportunity that you can easily add that yourself if you're willing to go and paint that, you know, get that extra effect.
Yeah, the one beam effect that comes to mind when you mention that brushing effect is the, like that uranium heat ray that Fire Rodan came with way back in the day.
Oh yeah. Even the very first beam effect that was packaged with the Toho Ultimates effect, that had a silver highlight throughout the whole entire thing.
I definitely know a lot of people were expecting that longer, more spiral effect beam to be included with this, but like you said, it's like it was exclusive to Rodan and
yeah,
packaged with anything.
I mean, here's the thing: when you ask them point blank, like why a beam effect that was in the very first release isn't packaged with others? And the answer is always, well, that was exclusive to that figure. But it doesn't mean that it can't ever re-release ever again, but that's kind of like what they're saying at the same time. They're just saying that was a first edition. The verbiage is very interesting, because if they say it's a first edition benefit, that means it's probably never ever going to happen ever again.
Yeah.
But it's Tamashii. Sometimes they change their mind. Sometimes they repaint things and it looks a little different. So, but that's usually, from what I've experienced with them talking about this kind of stuff, that's kind of the direction it goes. All right,
Yeah.
so let me bring this up higher.
Kind of surprised they haven't like just repainted that uranium beam and repackaged it, or maybe just shortened it a bit to make it seem like it's different and then call it a day.
Yeah. I mean, the nice thing about Destroya's beam is it can double as a Rodan beam too. So
that is very true, especially with that Mechagodzilla Garuda Rodan pack a little while ago.
Yeah. So with this beam base that we've got here, you know, it's mostly one color this time around. There is a little bit of a orangish yellow color towards the center of everything, but for the most part, I mean, it's all just kind of one color.
Very orange.
Yeah, it's a very translucent orange. Deep inside, it's like a little bit of this brighter yellowish color, but it's, I mean, you can kind of see it right here, right? It's just a little bit on the inside, and it's probably honestly because of this base piece. The base piece on the other side of it's got a little bit of orange on top of it, but other than that, if I had to go with any of these base beam effects that I've seen with other releases, this one's not my favorite. But I do appreciate that it's different from all the rest, and I will be able to tell which one goes with what at the end of the day.
Yeah. I think my favorite of those kind of bases has to be the one that came with the Unit 1 Godzilla, where it's like a rocky earth that seems to be erupted. That's one's my favorite of this type of base.
Oh yeah, that one was a good one, yeah. So, but yeah, so
similar with the Toho effects when it came with the white beam.
Mm-hmm. That was the Godzilla Effects 2 that came out. Okay,
I would love to do another one, the Super X1.
Oh yes. So we're gonna get out all the bases really quick just to show you guys the bases here. They're pretty much, you know, identical. They're just, let me just make sure I got this organized right. So I'm just gonna hold up one at a time because these are so huge. Let me just bring my camera back down.
Yeah, for the most part, it's just one color and a decal.
Yeah, so not too much to really go on about here.
It's a base. It's got
Yep,
Godzilla.
it's a base. It's got Godzilla. I'm just kind of looking at reflection right here. We don't have any markings on this. This one's a clean one right here. There's no markings on it. Very nice. This is
for figure 1.
This is for figure 1, yeah. So this one looks great. The idea is that you put your Godzilla on top of the base right there, and you can have them on display, or you can put the base up against the wall. This one's red. The one that came with the 1954 figure, that one was white. So you've got a red and a white background now.
Kind of curious if they'll do like another 70th anniversary release similar to this, and what kind of Godzilla they'll use.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Curious if they'll release like another 70th anniversary special version like they did with these two, and like what version of Godzilla they'll use next.
I think they might be done with the 70th anniversary celebrations. So I think it's just going to be these two for that. I'll be surprised if they do a third one. I think the idea was that they wanted to do the first one, first Godzilla and last Godzilla of the Heisei series.
Yeah.
So, but I think
like
Millennium,
send-off, and a welcome.
yeah, and I don't think they're going to do that for Millennium or the Reiwa stuff. So, but number 2 looks all right. There's no, there's like one little mark right here from the plastic, but other than that, it's pretty clean. Let's look at number 3. Oh, here's number 3. Number 3's got a thumbprint right here. I'm going to clean that up to whoever gets this one, but there's a thumbprint from somebody right there. Not from me, because I've got gloves on.
Very greasy.
But other than that, it's pretty clean looking. The decal's nice. It's layered too. You can feel there's a texture right there too. So that's kind of cool. And then we've got
the original one have it as well?
Yes, it does. It does.
Ooh, nice.
4. Yeah, 4's got some markings from the plastic tray on the top right there. I don't know if you guys can see it that well. It's mostly kind of hard to see without the lights on there, but I mean, honestly, your figure's going to go on top of it, and as soon as you put your figure on top of that, scratches might happen, so you're taking that risk already, but it's nice. It's really cool. It's a nice little emblem and everything. And last thing that we'll look at are the little claws. I'm not going to hold them up one at a time. I'm just going to put them on the table right here, and we'll arrange the camera so you guys can take a good look at it. These are the open clawed hands. And we'll actually swap it out too on one of the figures so you guys can see what it looks like with the open hands. But let me just pull this up here.
Lane Vix asked, are any of these still purchasable from you, or did you sell all 4? He has not sold all 4 just yet.
Let me take a look. I've got a record of saying who wants them and who doesn't. 1 second. Let me pull up my chart here.
Robo Lizard, to answer your question, if the pins pop out for the stands, yes, they do.
Yeah, are you talking about the little circle parts on this?
Yes, for the 70 place.
Yeah, it looks like they do. Yeah, you can pop them off with your... If you have this stand right here, you can just use that to pop them out. And you can use that to hold, additional stands. So you can get multiple uses out of that. Let me see. At this moment, I have one left. So Lane Vix, if you are interested in picking that up, just DM me, and I'll get you hooked up. So here's here are the claws right here.
And you see one very microscopic black dot on number 2's left hand or right hand.
Yeah. So here's number 1 right here. We got number 1. And then number 2, yeah, there's a little bit of a paint chip on number 2 right there, just a little black dot. Number 3 looks okay. Number 3's got a little bit more shading on the claw, especially this guy right here. It's definitely a lot more on that side. And then we've got 4. 4 looks all right too for being number 4. Yeah.
They went for the litter.
Yeah, exactly. So those are all of our accessories that we've got there, guys. We're going to take a look at articulation now. Before we go too far into it, I'm just going to kind of look at the chat really quick.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions to ask, go ahead, type it up, and we will happily answer them.
I'm gonna put these guys back into the shot though, so we can get all 4 of them here again.
Yeah, tidy up a little bit.
All right. Let me just push these guys a little bit further back there. And then we'll answer some questions. We'll take a little small break before we get into... Oh, just look at that. They look so good next to each other like that. Oh.
Yeah, love the gold. Definitely a step up from the last 2 releases. They just pop you with just a little bit of light.
100%. Okay.
Is there any new articulation segments, or is it one-to-one with the older mold? Everything is still one-to-one. There's been no mold changes or articulation changes. Only thing that's going to be different is possible joint tolerance from figure to figure.
Yeah. That'll be the most differences that we'll try to look for. So, but let's see here. I'm going to just kind of scroll back. Actually, we'll start from the recent stuff and scroll backwards. So, yeah, so there's that. If one is available, yep, we got you hooked up, man. Pins pop out. You know what, I am going to go a little bit further back here. Thank you very much. You're very lucky. Items 1, 2, and 3 are the same excellent quality. Yeah, I mean, they look good. It's nice to get a good sample size instead of throwing your pitchforks at a figure right away, right? It's nice to feel good about a figure's released, right?
Don't want to Night Combat 2019 set up again.
And you know what? That one has actually been silently reissued in Japan. And I made a post about this a while ago asking if anybody had purchased it from the Tamashii Nation's New York store. And I've had it verified several times now. They do not have the reissue in the US yet. It's still only in Japan because it's sold so well in Japan, believe it or not. And the reissue is like, it's like night and there's like I don't want to say it's night and day, but they've definitely improved on the paint job, in my opinion.
I get it. Night and day.
Yeah, yep. Let's see here. Sharper than the OG black. Yep. I'd say this is a good instance of the final product looking on par, if not better than the prototype. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, save for maybe some eye issues on some releases that are going to happen out there, and maybe some of the highlighted gold effects, the burning effect on there, maybe being brighter on some than others, but that's kind of really the big difference in paint. You know, as far as the base paint goes on these figures, I didn't see a lot of differences, honestly.
Yeah, and the only difference that we have seen are, like you mentioned before, the gold that's on parts of the body, like for number 1 being really bright on his left thigh, and gold being very bright on number 2's pelvic area.
So I think it's New is how you say his name, or Gnu, something like that. I think it's one of those two. But if I'm botching your name, I'm so sorry. Personally, I like this 70th anniversary dorsal fin the best. It's a darker red than the previous one, and it recreates the scene right before the meltdown in the movie. Yeah, I mean, I think this figure, the way it's intended to look, is the Hong Kong entrance. That's what it reminds me of the most.
Oh, it's his first appearance in the movie?
Yeah, right when it comes out, you've got that, you know, the glow is really strong, and the eyes are so dark and red and everything.
Like it just
easily
happened.
The best burning they've done. Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, I have to kind of agree with this comment right here. Like, if I had to take all 3 of these Burning Godzillas on the shelf, which one am I probably going to pick up and play with the most? It's probably going to be this one.
Definitely for me.
Mouth looks surprisingly clean. Yeah, it's very clean. It's very clean. We'll take a look at the original and the Ultimate Burning too. We'll see how clean those guys were. It's been a while since I looked at those guys.
We'll get all 3 of them side by side so we can get a perfect viewing of all of them.
So, interesting tidbit for you right here. He says number 2 probably has the lower jaw that's not fully inserted. The jaw is on a hinge. It's not a ball joint, it's a hinge. So, if it looks a little out, I mean, I don't know what else to do really with that, because it's on a hinged joint. Unless the hinge joint is on a ball joint. That could be also a thing. I've never disassembled it to really tell. But it doesn't use a ball joint for it. It uses a hinge joint to go up and down. You can't tilt. You can't give it a slack jaw left and right.
Yeah, no,
I've noticed the printed
older releases.
Yeah, I've noticed the printed eyes tend to be slanted on the right eye. Not sure why, but I've seen enough to notice. Yeah, I mean, it's probably whatever machine that they use to apply those decals. I don't even know if they use machines to do it. Honestly, I think they do it by hand. Because I think it's dot matrix. When they do dot matrix eyes, those are done by machine. And we did answer this one. It will be available in New York. Just remember that this stuff, it takes a little bit longer to get to New York, you know, because this stuff ships over to California first, and then it gets distributed all over the US after the fact. So it might take like 3 to 4 weeks before it hits the Tamashii Nation store in New York. SDCC minus Godzilla, no, not until February. Yeah. Boy, you guys are on fire with the chat today. This is great. These are great. I wonder if the reissue 72 has different skin. I wonder if this... I don't know. A 72 hasn't been reissued just yet, but that's news to me if it is. Yeah, 72 hasn't been reissued. And I have a feeling that they might not do a reissue of that, and they might save it for Movie Graphic Plus. Let's see here. I know that you have insider knowledge than most, but what are some figures reissues you'd like to see? I mean, if we're dream wish listing stuff, you know, I would love to see. Realistically, I want to see Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla 2 from Terra Mechagodzilla. Those are my favorites. I want to see those in this line. They're hitting 70s monsters right now, so it's going to happen eventually, right? And then my dream figure, of course, is Baggin. I want a Baggin figure. Give me a Baggin figure. I want a Baggin figure.
Maybe Super Godzilla to go along with him.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I want in the line. It's a ball joint, but these pads look like pins to prevent jaw wiggle. Took mine apart. Okay, so it is a ball joint. Okay, interesting. The jaw. My bad, I thought you said 72 was silent. No, so that was Night Combat 2019 that's been silently reissued. That was the Tamashii Nation store exclusive. So that one is the one that you can pick up in Japan, and it's on its second reissue. But in the United States, it's only its first reissue, or it's only the first issue right now. And the second one, the paint job is just much better. I'm going to do a report on it. I have the figures. I haven't released the report on it just yet. But you guys will see the differences. I'll put it this way. They scaled the blue paint back significantly on the reissue. And it looks a lot better. Okay. All right, let's get back to the stream. So we've got all 4 of them over here. We're going to look at articulation on just one of these, because if we did that for all 4, this stream is never going to end. So we did that with Godzilla 2004, and it was just like, man, this is a lot. So, but we're gonna just, this is just a comparison just to see what it's like with the original. I know what the original limitations felt like and everything, so let's...
be the tail.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the head and neck area first. So this is figure number 1 that we're gonna be using as the example for all this. So yeah, we've got your typical jaw, open and shut. If you took a heat gun to this or a hair dryer, you can probably get this to close a lot further. Like, I'm pushing it pretty hard right now, actually. And you can get that to close, all right. It's gonna have a little bit of a gap, but it's the same thing with the originals. The originals don't close all the way either. But as far as that head articulation goes, you know, you can lift it up. We got our upwards movement, our downward movement. The head can tilt very nicely. Get that look, you know? As far as looking, let's see here. I don't even have to heat these guys up because it's so freaking hot in here in this apartment, man. So, but as far as that head looks, you know, you can get it to look all the way to that direction. Most of this movement's going to come from the neck area. It's not so much from the head itself, but that neck, you can already see I'm breaking the sculpt right there just to get it to turn like this. But you can manipulate that so that it doesn't look so horrible or anything like that, but you can get that to turn around. You know, there's clearance up here at the top. It's really stiff on the top part of the head, by the way. It's really stiff on this part right here.
Yeah, I noticed that part wasn't even moving at all. It's all everything in the neck movement.
You know what? I'm gonna blast this with heat really quick. Don't do this at home, guys. This is a heat gun right here. Don't use a heat gun unless you're comfortable with it and you know its limitations. It doesn't need a lot of heat applied to it. Otherwise, you're going to melt part of your figure. Hair dryer is perfect. Boy, that's really stuck on there. I believe it's part of it is actually stuck on the sculpt. Oh my goodness.
I have to try popping it up at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, because now this part's really loose now that I did that. But yeah, you can see it, like, I can see. Here, let me take this off camera really quick because I just can't do it from this angle. Let me see if I can get this popped back into...
It's really wobbly.
Yeah. There we go. I got it. Yeah, it was like weirdly. It was weirdly stuck. So, but I got it unstuck now. So now it's able to move. Yeah, it was just really stuck.
Light asks, are they updating the 2014 code for the movie graphic plus? Nope. The only thing they're doing is just paint. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just gonna update the paint onto the sculpt. I mean, here's the thing, the prototype was displayed, it's really early for 2014 Godzilla. There might be some changes based off of feedback that was taken at Comic-Con. So we'll see what happens with those, because they have not been fully solicited yet. They just had them on display for the first time. As far as your downward movement goes with this, this is what's really cool about Burning Godzilla, is that Burning Godzilla can look all the way down. Really great articulation when it comes to that. Looking up all the way up there. You know what? I'm going to put a reflector down on this so we can get a bit of a... There we go. So yeah, he can look all the way down.
as Dead Sun.
And then as far as looking up goes, you know, he can go up. Oh, that was it. Too far. But as far as going upwards, that's the height of it right there. Yeah, that's as far as it's going to go looking upward. But it's enough. It's still looking up to the sky and everything. It's not as good as, say, 1954 Godzilla. 1954 Godzilla's got a cut right here behind its head cheek, and so it can look all the way up. Same thing with, I believe, 2002 Godzilla. So this is just a limitation of the sculpt because it stops right here. But yeah, as far as the tilt goes on this, though, like we can get it tilted pretty far off to the right. So you can get it to the left right there. Twisting it. Now that I loosened it up, it's really twisty. So, but yeah, so that's the head right there. Let's look at the arms. The arm articulation. It's pretty stiff at the shoulder area. Elbows move very fluidly. Same thing with the hands. So I'm moving the hands around and they're not popping off, which is a good sign, especially for a figure of this age, because normally for a lot of these newer Godzilla figures, there's a little sheath that goes between the wrists. This one doesn't have that sheath. So as soon as you pop off that hand, it's just that part right there. And actually, while I'm doing this, I'm going to put on the other hands, the alternative hands.
I think Ultima and GMK have that weird little wrist sleeve.
The sleeve, yeah, they had that on there. I think 2000, the new 2000 figure is also going to have it, I believe.
I think even the prototype Yuji Sky one from back then also has that sleeve.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's pretty tough. It's just like with the older figures. I remember this was not an easy one to just pop back on. You have to really get some leverage behind it.
Or maybe doing some heat.
Yeah. So there's that one there.
Lavnix asks or says 1954 poster art card prototype looks great at SDCC, although really hope they turn down the white paint on the map. Yeah, because you mentioned before it was supposed to be representing a charging variant, but it wouldn't make sense if the charging variant was already paint on the mouth and he's already shooting the beam.
Yeah, yeah, so we'll see. That was well communicated to them while we were there about that. So we'll see if that changes or not.
Yeah, don't even so 2021 Godzilla situation where he's got Colgate in his mouth.
Yeah, exactly. So I switched the claws on this. So this is the open grip claws, so everybody can see what that looks like with this figure. I actually leave this figure with one open claw, and then the left one I leave it closed. That's normally how I do these, but both of them look great. Going back to articulation though, that elbow, it's got good movement right there. You can actually make, let's see here. You can twist it at the shoulder of 360 degrees. Looks really weird when you do that. The shoulder can also drop. The shoulder can drop as well. You can bring it go up, you can drop it a little bit, so you can get that extra movement.
That's that pull down system that they have normally for the legs.
Yeah, so, and same thing, like you can make it go upward inside as well. On the other hand, also looks good.
Definitely have to be mindful of the sculpt developing into each other if people are going to do that.
I'm not sure if the original can get this close, but this is pretty cool. You can actually get these pretty close with an elbow bend to the torso. I can't remember if the originals were able to do this, but depending on the plastic that's used, if it's a harder plastic, it's harder to do this. This figure uses a softer translucent plastic material, so this is pretty cool. You can get this really close like this. That's actually a really cool pose.
Interesting.
As far as the torso articulation goes, you know, this is where this figure really excels. Like, you can really get this to move around in just about all these different directions. You know, as far as ab crunch goes, it's all right. I mean, that's kind of basically it. You know, the figure sculpt stops right there.
Yeah, it is an older figure, so it is expected.
Yeah, so, but it's decent. It's decent, especially when you have it looking down. I mean, this is a good pose for when you want it to look down at Junior.
Yeah, like good waist and ab crunch, and you get that head and neck movement going. You can look really far down.
Yeah, and you know, part of the sculpt breaks right here, especially towards the hip area. This is before they introduced the hip sheaths that the more modern Heisei figures have.
Yeah, like 89, 91.
Yeah, so that's not been added for this figure, but the reason why it's not here in this figure is because they want you to have more freedom to articulate. That was the big change when this 95 mold was introduced. 94 didn't move that much because of its sculpt. So they said, you know what, let's open this up and we're gonna make it so you guys can make this thing do some high kicks, you know, with that leg articulation. Yeah, you can make it go way up there.
Also, I would love if they redid the sculpt engineering for the 94 figure, but that's wishful thinking.
It's on the list. I'll put it that way. It's on the list. It's back on the list to do. So we'll see what happens.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, you can do the, you know, splits with this guy. I mean, you can do this too with the, you know, the 89 and the 91 figure. The difference is that you don't see these exposed parts because of the sheets that are in there. Yeah. So, and it's actually funny, if you took these off, there's like barely any of the abdomen here. Because most of the abdomen is actually sculpted onto the legs themselves. So, but yeah, other than that, you know, the legs, they can twist all the way around. The legs are great. They move so well.
Really fluid.
Yeah, they're very, very fluid. As far as the, you know, back and forth, you know, you've got a little bit of a pivot on the side right there. It's not as, yeah, look at that. There's some decent range right there. It's not bad.
Yeah, mostly on the knee and the calf area, not so much of the ankle, just because it's a bit older.
Yeah, in this, you know, you got your knee articulation right there. That's not a bad movement right there. You got the side to side. You've got a floating piece right here that can be adjusted as well, right up above the ankle. This is pretty typical fare for your Heisei figure. You know, and as far as rotation goes, you can rotate that foot. You can twist it all the way around. But yeah, you can get it just about to do all these different kind of moves. This is a very dynamic figure though. If anybody doesn't own this mold, this is the time to get this mold because it's, even if it is a little outdated, you can definitely get some really cool poses out of it.
Yeah, definitely older, but it still holds up to today.
Yeah, and then, you know, if you wanted to do a swimming pose, you know, you can get this all straightened out. The tail is really stiff out of the box, by the way, guys. It's very stiff out of the box. But if you want to do a swimming pose with this figure, you know, you can get that pose from that. So there's your swimming pose. So, and the tail's really long when you have it out like that. So, but yeah, it's very dynamic. Let's look at the tail articulation itself. From what I'm experiencing, for everybody to just know, it's really not much different other than that maybe there might be better range. There's better range just because it's a softer plastic material. So you're able to kind of move, like when you move a part of this figure, this piece of plastic is malleable. So it kind of moves with it a little bit, right? So you can get a little bit more range just because of that. But as far as the engineering goes, it's pretty much the same. There's not really a whole lot of differences. As far as the tail goes, the tail is extremely stiff. I got to heat this guy up because it's not going to move much at all. So let me try to remember where I put my heat gun here. Let me heat this guy up really quick.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed on the higher 91, whereas like for like key areas where there's going to be lots of posability, like around the waist and the hips, it's a more malleable plastic to give a little more give for the movement.
Yeah. Okay.
Lizard asks, this seems like the figure where S.H.MonsterArts started to really make their figures really pretty posable. 94 and Space Godzilla very stiff compared to Burning here.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, if you just take a heat gun or a hairdryer to your older figures, there's some potential that can be unlocked with them. They're just so stiff because of that harder plastic, but when you soften that up, you can get some more range out of there. And you know what's interesting about this figure is that it's more malleable up here, right? Sorry. You know what's more interesting about this figure is that it's more malleable up at the top, but as far as the tail goes, it's that same plastic that they used. So I'm fairly certain that they did not use translucent plastic for the tail because this tail feels much more different than the rest of the body. It's a lot harder. It feels just like the original tails. It's very stiff. I even just blasted it with a heat gun right now, and it's still kind of stiff. So I think I need to hit it a lot longer, but let's see what kind of curvatures that we can get out of this. So right off the bat, let's just try to curve this as much as I can. This is probably one of the more disappointing parts about this one, is that it's just so stiff and there's not a lot of gap between the segments that it just can't bend as much. Like, we can get this a lot further than, I think you guys will be surprised about how far we can actually get this before things start popping off, but I see I went too far on that one right there. The thing about the barbell, the ball joints on this too, is that they've got that split end to it. So I don't know, it's just kind of different.
Yeah, but
I need to heat the, I gotta hit the, I'm gonna hit this up a little bit more. Yeah.
That'd be really nice to get like a little bit of like a before and after, like heating it up to see like, oh, this was before compared to after, to see how much more range of movement you can get out of these figures.
Yeah. I mean, it's still pretty stiff. Like, I feel like with the other 91 and the 89 figure, I was able to unlock a lot more movement here, but that's kind of it. It's not going to go more than this when you're bending this right here. Like, the sculpt is already touching itself right there on the sides. So that's just a product of design, unfortunately. You can probably kind of cheat a little bit by twisting a little bit, you know, twisting these segments a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if when that one point popped off, like the part that goes into it sticks out and goes into the sculpt itself. And I'm pretty sure if it was shortened a little bit, you probably get more range of movement.
Yeah. So as far as like the tail twisted motion like goes, like, you know, this is like, we can get it to twist that much, basically. It's more flexible towards the tip. And this can be done with the original too, as well as the Ultimate Burning Godzilla. If you heat it up, you can get this much bend. This part right here, it's pretty much the same. There's no differences. It's just because of the, I think if they had a longer ball joint here, you'd be able to get a lot more articulation, but it's so tight to the sculpt that, I mean, I'm just trying right there and it's just not gonna bend any more than that. But you're gonna get the most bend right here. The reason why this looks the way it looks, there's no articulation in this whole segment right here. And that is one of the disappointing parts about this release, reissue, if you will, is that they don't have this. Yeah. Give me a second, guys. I need to take another water break. It's really hot. Let's field some more questions.
No new questions as of late. Last question I asked was about the 94 and Space Godzilla being stiff compared to this guy. That's the only last one, so keep the questions coming.
Yeah, keep those questions coming. If you have questions too, Josh, go ahead.
Of course.
I need to go grab it from the fridge. I'm also changing a light really quick because I got a light that's about to power off.
No worries. But the Movie Graphic Plus line, what's like the three figures that you wish to see be added to that line, and like what sort of coloration would you want those figures to be?
Well, I think I would like to see 72 be reissued under that line, and I would like to see more of a traditional charcoal gray color instead of the green color that they have on it.
Yeah.
I would like to see that. I know that they went with the green color because that's just kind of like what the poster art looked like.
Yeah. Is it necessarily more accurate to the suit or just purely based on the poster?
It is accurate to the suit to a degree, but there is a little bit of extra color that they do. Like the suit has some green in it, but it's not as strong as it is on the figure.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Got that light up there too. Okay. I gotta go to the fridge really quick, guys, and grab some more water. I already finished my other one. Whew.
But some of my favorite Godzilla figures, honestly, I'd probably say Evolved, just for pure posability. Who else? My Night Combat Shin is also definitely one of the better Shins that they've released. I really like that guy, really posable, thanks to those, not the translucent plastic being used. And who else? I think the 54, honestly, just because pure posability and in the looks department. And if I have to say what my least favorite would be, it's honestly quite shocking, but I'm honestly not a huge fan of the 2002 Godzilla. It's just the way they did the eyes and how ungodly wide you can make the mouth. It just looks completely off. And if you hunch it over just a little bit, the massive gap in the back, it just doesn't sit well with me. He's one of my least favorites next to 2014 and 2019.
There we go. I like this question right here. Has it been stated if the movie Graphic Plus line will feature non-Godzilla releases? Good chance to get a cheaper, more streamlined Kiryu. They're only doing just Godzilla. That's it. It's the whole line is catered around people that are literally not fans of Godzilla. People that are walking into the store and go, "Oh, I remember watching this movie," and then they maybe want to buy that figure. That's who it's catered for. But they're changing just enough to get those collectors to come back and take a double dip. Okay. Anyways, we're going back to this with the tail. Yeah, as far as that tail goes, you know, other than just me moving this piece really far, it's pretty solid. Like nothing... I'll tell you this, on my original one, it likes to pop off right here. And it likes to pop off right here on that figure. But for the most part, this is pretty solid. I'm moving this, and this is after it got heated up and loosened up, but it's, you know, when you pose it upwards and everything, it's got great movement, right? Oh, there it goes right there. Yep, there was that spot. That's what I was talking about. But yeah, that spot right there. And then, yep, this spot and that spot. So those are the spots that it likes to pop off. But other than that, you know, for the most part, it's pretty good. I'm gonna just break out the other ones really quick and just test their tail articulation, because I'm just kind of curious myself about these guys. Again, whoo, really stiff out of the box.
Yeah, see if they pop off in the
The more you work, yeah, the more you work this, yeah, the more you work around, the more you play with these, the looser they're gonna get. But just out of the box, yep, see right there, that's that spot. So just, you know, for the most part, it's mostly, I'd say it's just about the same when it comes to articulation in the tail. I don't think the poses, holding a pose was never a problem for this release. It's just limited by the sculpt. There's just not enough of a gap in between all those parts. So that was number 2. Here's number 3. Let's look at number 3 really quick.
And because it was like first being introduced to the line, that they haven't really worked
right
out.
there.
Like, okay, this
Same
is
spot.
where the engineer is going to be.
So, yeah. And the only I want to point out, the only reason why it's popping off is because I'm just pushing it too far. It doesn't go that far in this segment. Like that's basically as far as it's going to go before it pops out. You go any further than that, that's it. And that's just, that's going to be like that for all of these figures, even the originals. That's just kind of how it goes. That was number 3. Here's number 4. Boy, really stiff though. For everybody that's going to get these, I'll loosen this up for you guys. Whew. Yeah, well, yeah, same spot. So expect it in that spot. If you push it too far, it's going to pop off. Right here. I will say it's improved on this one right here, because on my original releases, it always seemed to pop off right here in the middle, and that's not happening with all 4 of these, so I think that there's some improvements in this area. It's also incredibly stiff in this area right here versus the top. This top part, very loose. This part, very stiff. So, but that's the articulation for this guy. Let me try to, let's just do like a quick dynamic pose with this. Really quick. Yeah, the rest of this body, like the upper body and everything, it's just much more malleable plastic. And then as far as that tail goes, I'm just kind of posing out of my, yeah, there we go. Let me just, all right. So yeah, there's our pose with our burning Godzilla. Or sorry, Godzilla 1995 70th anniversary. Looking fierce.
Specifics.
So yeah. Yeah, so you can get some really cool dynamic poses at this. You just have to have some patience and work at it and everything. So that was it for our variance and our articulation. Now we're going to compare it with the original and the Ultimate Burning Godzilla as well. So let me go grab those really quick. I'm going to pose this in kind of a neutral pose so that we can just kind of see these guys all together. I know this is what most people are looking forward to, right? The big difference between these guys. So let's check that out. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. Let me go grab the original and the Ultimate Burning.
I don't know, thinking about it, I'm curious to see what this version of Godzilla what this figure would look like with the Ultimate Burning version's smoke effects.
Oh, they would probably look quite dynamic. I actually have all my accessory sets right now out here, so if we have time, I'll put them on there. All right, so the way I'm gonna pose these guys is I'm gonna put the original on the left of it right here, and we'll put the Ultimate Burning on the right of it. These guys actually have just the regular hands on. They don't have the open grip claws. I had brought them down to Comic-Con, and Kaiju Canuck had a fun time posing these guys.
Because Mr. Mechagodzilla.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so here they all are. Let me just push it a little bit further back here. Okay. All right, so yeah. So here is our variance comparison, or not variance, sorry. Here is our comparison with the original on the left, and then we also have Ultimate Burning on the right, and then we have the new 70th anniversary in the middle. Quite a big difference.
Two things I noticed off the bat is not only the coloration, but like you mentioned way earlier in the stream, the burning patches and how they're made are very different compared to the new one.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting is I'm also seeing that the burning patches for Ultimate Burning also have changed in certain areas compared to even the original. So
yeah, looking at the chest, definitely, and like more like the waist area.
So if we look at the chest on the original and Ultimate, they're kind of similar. You know, they're not the same, but they're similar.
Yeah, they got those two dots on like his.
The two dots are still there. Yeah, those are still there on that spot right there. But if you notice, this is it's actually got a higher spot. Like the red on this goes a lot higher. This one's a little bit lower on this side. It's a similar pattern design. But then when you get down to this part right here, the lower abdomen, it's completely different on Ultimate Burning. It's all the way to the top, and on the original, there's barely any of it right there. Actually, let me pull it up. I had to pull up the chest quite a bit. And then even on this new one right here, it's all different, completely different. So each one of these all have different abdomen paint applications for their burning effects right here. So that's kind of cool. They're a little different right there.
Also noticing on the thighs, they're also different patterns too compared to the new one.
Yeah, and so let's look at the thighs, right? So if we look at Ultimate versus this one, it's interesting. They're kind of similar. There's some differences though. Like the gap right here is a lot wider with the black. It's a lot thinner on this one, right? There's also more coverage on the back side of it right here, where this one, it's been painted a little bit more. More of a single flame effect on that. But it is kind of similar. Like when you look down here, there's some similarities, but it's still just different, right? Like this has got some sharp burning edge, and then this one's got a little bit of a softer edge right there. And then on the new one, I mean, the new one's all new. Like everything on this is completely different compared to these two. These have similarities, but this one is completely, like, it's been redone. Everything is different about it. Mm-hmm. If you even look at the right side of the Ultimate Burning as well as this one, it's just a big burning patch on this one, where this one's got splotches of that burning with a little bit of a flamed edge on the side.
Right.
So,
I was going back to the thing earlier about like the inside of the new one's thigh, that one line of burning patch.
Oh yeah.
The original.
Yeah. Kind of hard to see that. Hold on a second, really quick, guys. All right, you got him. Cat was making some horrible noises. You know what follows after that. So,
I don't look too well.
Yeah, and then on the original right here, I mean, it's still translucent, but there's definitely no painted spot right there. So it's just different. That's all.
Yeah, looks a little
even on
more
Ultimate
shaded and blended,
Yeah.
while the new one's just a straight cut.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like right there. So, yeah, but that's what they all look like in the frame. We're gonna just do the first two. Let's compare the first two, get a little bit closer look of the first Burning Godzilla with the new Burning Godzilla. We'll start with the head first. So let me get up a little bit higher.
See how those eyes and pearly whites compare with each other.
So I gotta say, I really like the eyes in the new one much better than the first Burning Godzilla.
Oh yeah, the eyes are very red.
So this is what I was talking about earlier. With this one, it's just the cornea that is colored. On this one, the iris and the cornea are colored. So it's red, and then you've got the pupil and everything. I just like the way this looks a lot better. It just looks good. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't
stand out more.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, this one looks good too, right? It's just different. It's just a different kind of take on that. But, oops. Second, I just dropped my phone.
Also noticing the claws. I know we're still focused on the head, but I noticed that the claws definitely don't have that shading that the new one does.
Yes. There is no shading on the... I mean, there's some. It's just not well done on the original. Like, you can see there's some shading on this one right here. Let me just cover that up. Maybe you'll see it a little bit better, but you can see it's there, but it's not blended well at all. It's just like a streak. And for the most part, it just kind of cuts off. Yeah, I was gonna say, it just looks just like it's been dipped. And even on this one right here, this might have been my fault after some time of owning it too. There's a little bit of a chip right there. That just might be for me though, from owning it for a long time.
Yeah.
So, but the original,
it's bound to happen.
Yeah. But you know, like the burning effect on this one, it's not bad. The teeth are yellow, by the way, on this release. On the first release, they are yellow, whereas this is more of your traditional Godzilla color, and I think this looks vastly better than this one right here. It looks more natural. This is just so yellow. It matches the claw paint. That's the issue that I have with it. The claws and that, it's the same color.
Yeah, it doesn't look like, you know, fleshy or natural per se.
Yeah. Exactly. So, as far as the dorsals go, the dorsals on this have a matte paint top coat on them. They're still translucent, but it's a matte finish on top. So because of that matte finish, you can see more of the orange color on the original. And then when we look at the new one, it's glossy. And because it's glossy, they appear darker. But I will say that these light up better than the old ones do. So, and then also the biggest difference, obviously, is that the original is going to have white dorsals versus the bone color dorsal paint. And it's also, like, look at the blending on the back of the head on the original right there. It's just a glob of paint. But on the new one, though, it looks good in that area.
Literally took a sponge to that and just went like, yep, that looks
Yeah, and this is probably one of those ones that had some variance to it. Honestly, I probably just got the one that just had the glop of paint. Maybe other ones didn't have this big of a glop, but let's keep looking down at the dorsals. Let's look at these guys back to back like that. So there's, you know, the first one's supposed to be more suit accurate. That's why it's got those white dorsals. And that was a point of contention around the original release of it. Like, everybody was just, oh, it's not supposed to be white. Why are they white? And like, we had to pull up like suit clips of just behind the scenes just so that people could see that, yeah, they are supposed to be white, you know? Yeah. But I mean, if you want a suit accurate one, the original's still available on the market out there. You have to pay probably not too much of a high price now that the new one is out.
Yeah, I've seen
I think the
both,
new
like,
one's going to be. I think the new one's going to be more
250.
desirable. Yeah. So, but yeah, but like the original, like the tail articulation on the original. I mean, this has been out and aged for such a long time that it's not stiff at all by comparison. But it's still limited, like in the same spots. Like that's what I was talking about, like how it just pops off like right there at the edge on this one right here. I would say that the articulation tolerance in the new one is a lot tighter, significantly tighter compared to the original. So
Yeah, like everything's still new, fresh out of the
yeah,
box.
it's still new like that. And you know, the skin on the skin paint on this is much more of a black color, and this is more of that. This is more of a gray, more of a charcoal gray. I don't know if it really picks up on camera, but I can see it a lot better in person, honestly.
Oh, yeah, I can definitely see a difference. It's definitely a little bit of a lighter shade.
Yeah. So, and then the view from behind. Yeah, I think I'm liking the burning patches. Like, I don't know. They're just different, right? I like the burning patches on the legs of this one right here, but I also like the burning patches on these guys too. It's interesting because the color of the claws haven't changed much. They're kind of the same.
Yeah, I think the new ones are like a little bit lighter. I think on his left one.
Yeah, they're mostly, yeah, they're both, but the blending is much more apparent for sure on this right here. The blending on the nails looks way superior than the original did, and even on the claws on the feet right there, there is some blending on the original, but is it enough? You know. I don't know. Honestly, I prefer the new one. I just like the blending a lot better on that. So, and as far as and let's look at the inner mouth of this one, of the original. Let me just get this posed up right here. So you can see that, you know, they still got the rows of teeth painted right there on this. For the most part. Yeah, I just don't like that yellow color for the mouth. It's funny because I didn't really care before until this one. The new one just came out. Now that I see the new one, I'm like, yeah, I like the teeth better on the new one.
Yeah, so, definitely a stark difference.
But yeah, so that's our original compared to the new one. What do y'all think? In the chat, Josh, what do you think? Which one do you like? One or the first one or the new one here?
Definitely the new one. Not only is the eyes, the teeth, and the claw paint just overall better, it just feels new, like it's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, for sure. Okay, let's look at Ultimate Burning now. Compared to our new one. So Ultimate Burning is just super glossy, super wet looking.
Yep, we all know you're not a fan of overly glossy figures.
Yep, I am not a fan, especially for photography. It's just such a pain to use it for those purposes, but let's just take a look at the eyes for the first bout of this. So I'm going to bring these a little bit closer.
And teeth of Ultimate look similar to the original.
Yeah, so the teeth are still have that yellowish paint job for the teeth on this one right here. The eyes I actually like a lot better than the original on this one.
Yeah, definitely a little bit more orange around the base compared to the more fiery red.
Yeah, so and they look good on mine too.
Yeah,
they've got that fiery orange color.
Yeah, a lot of people when they were first getting this guy in hand were saying that the eyes were like misaligned to hell and back, and it was not very well received.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I can't speak to what other people had for their figures. I know that there was one really horrible image that floats around online all the time when people pick on this release. But, I mean, mine looks good.
All right, he's looking right at me.
Yeah, that looks great. I like this. So if I had to rank eyes, it's definitely going to be the new one. The new one's first. And then I'm going to rank this guy number 2. And then the first one after that. But for the most part, the teeth, I like the teeth on the new one better. There's a little bit more paint on this too, by the way. There's like excess paint on the teeth on this, on the Ultimate Burning. Maybe different for other figures, but at least on mine, there's definitely a lot more extra paint on the edge. There's actually not enough paint on the top row either. It's very, it's
copper
like
looks
the
very
gum.
gummy.
Yeah, the gum paint kind of bled on the teeth right there on mine. So, but let's look at the.
Looks like he's snarling a little bit if you really think about it.
Right. Let's look at the burning patches on these guys. Ultimate versus the new guy here. So yeah, I mean, I think Ultimate Burning's patches look nice. I don't think they look bad at all. If I were to rank them, I'm still going to probably rank the new one. I like the new one the most, and this one second. And the first, it's funny, the first one is actually becoming my least favorite out of all of them now. But I think I still think I like the first one because of its the matte finish on it that's throughout the whole thing. The glossy paint's a big ding for me on this figure right here, but let's look at the dorsals now. So the dorsals, I mean, the dorsals on this are very orange. That's the big difference between the original and the new one. The new one and the original, more of a red, fiery red, but these are a bright yellow orange. And it's done like that on purpose because it's supposed to be right before it melts down. So they really added an they dyed these that orange color to give it that look. And it's also got the light piping effect in there. It looks really great, honestly. It's beautiful.
Yeah, they definitely look the brightest out of the bunch.
And then when you look at the new one right here, you know, you've got the light piping in there, but it's definitely darker. And I think that's because the paint that they use on the side is not translucent. This is a solid paint, whereas this is still it's the paint on the Ultimate Burning is a translucent black, whereas this is a solid now. It's an opaque paint job now. So the only thing that's really translucent now is just the edge. So the light piping's only going to come on the edges, not so much from the inside anymore, like Ultimate Burning right here. Ultimate Burning's got the best light up effect, for piping, light piping. The only thing I don't like about, and the only thing I don't like about the original the Ultimate Burning is the paint that they did on the sides. It's just globbed on there. There's no, I mean, we're going to look down the tail. Just look at this. Like, it's just like, there's no blending at all. It's just
like no shading, nothing. Just
I mean, it's just like, and it's kind of weird because it's like random patches of darker reds mixed with orange and everything, but it's just so, I don't know. I feel like it's just like it's just like a sponge, and they just like dabbed the whole entire thing. There's barely any blending on there. So
yeah, even from here, I'm seeing like some spines like in the middle towards the base have like almost like a light red, almost pinkish tone to them.
Yeah. Let me push these a little bit further back that way. So yeah. So, and I feel like the Burning's tail for Ultimate Burning, the joint tolerance on this one, it's not good. As far as the tolerance goes, like this one, very notorious for just popping out with very, very little movement on this. Like, and it's in that same spot. But that's the biggest spot it likes to pop out is right there.
Yeah, you barely move it and just pop right out.
Yeah, see that? It just pops right out. And I think that as far as tail articulation, joint tolerance goes, Ultimate Burning had the worst.
Oh yeah, and it's definitely becoming very apparent.
So, even on the tail tip part of it too, let's see here. Tail tip, the tail tip is okay actually. Believe it or not, this actually feels more secure than the other two. Yeah, because I'm able to move this around, no problem. So, but yeah, let's look at the other side of it right here really quick. We've got, let's look at the claws really quick, actually. We kind of missed that. Claw paint. Kind of like the first Burning Godzilla, it just kind of looks like it was just dipped in paint.
Yep.
There's no blending on there.
Nothing.
It's just one color. And they definitely fixed that with this new one right here. You've got some blending effects right there. It looks so much better. So much better.
So much better.
Oh, I love that.
Even
okay.
Just a little bit goes a long way.
Yeah. Let's look at the feet really quick. The burning effects on the legs right there. Yeah, so it's just different. You can't have the same burning effect on all of them, so they're just going to be different in those areas right there. As far as the blending on the toes go, though, let's take a look.
Look pretty good from here.
Yeah, for the most part, The blending is definitely stronger on the new one. It's very subtle on Ultimate Burning. You can see it's still there, it's just not as strong.
Yeah, like from a distance, it almost looks like they were just dipped in there, unless you're right up close to it.
Yeah, I mean, like, we get a little bit closer, you can still see it's got some blending on there. It's there. Yeah. It's just not as strong as this.
Yeah, not really noticeable compared to the new one or even the original figure.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring out the original's toes just so we can take a look at both of them at the same time. So the original, I think they're actually done the same way. It's just that one's got that glossy coat while the other one's got the matte coat finish. So yeah, they're just different like that. So, but that's our comparison between all of those right there, guys. We've got, let me put them all back into frame. So how are we feeling after seeing all three of them in there? Have we changed our view on which ones are favorites, or as your ranking before the same? I mean, what do y'all think?
Honestly, still really love the new guy. I'm gonna have, for my personal preference, comparing, since I have all three of them in storage right now, I'm gonna say new one is definitely number 1, original is number 2, and then Ultimate Burning is number 3. Same thing with you. I'm not a huge fan of the overly glossy look.
Yeah. Yeah. So originally, when I was doing this, I was thinking that I was going to mark, the new one as my new number 1, and the original is number 2, and Ultimate Burning is number 3. And I'm kind of might be switching up the original with Ultimate Burning, honestly. I might be switching those up. So, and that's funny because it's just maybe my preference and my taste has changed since then. Maybe this has influenced a little bit of a different on their taste right there. And I've already said I don't like the glossiness of this one right here, but there's just something about this figure that I can appreciate that's much more different from the original. And I like the dorsals on the Ultimate Burning. I just like the way that they look. They're orange and they've got that nice eerie glow to them. The original's okay. It's not bad by any means, but it's just like, which one am I going to gravitate towards on my shelf when I walk in the room? It's definitely going to be this one. Second one would be this one, and then the third one would be this one right here. So I might be switching up my display now. I might be moving. I had the original in my main display for the ones that aren't variants, and I think I'm going to switch out the new one with that. So that's my stance on that.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Only time the gloss effect is good is in the 70th burning case, where the gloss is only on the burning patch itself, while the rest remain with that matte finish. Like, it's a good compare and contrast, where it's like you got some matte and some gloss. Like, they go well hand in hand.
Yeah. So what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna dig out some beam effects here and some burning effects. And it's been a while since I put these burning effects on there, but we're gonna put these. We're gonna give this Godzilla the ultimate look. So we're gonna give him some. We're gonna give him some burning effects right there, and I'm also going to fish out, if I can find it. I think I remember which one I put it in.
Uranium fire Rodan effect.
Yeah. I just need to remember which one. There it is. I have like almost 12 bins of effects parts with these figures, so it's so much. Oh, okay. So, let me get the stand on here. We're gonna do a little dress up with this, guys. After we're done with this part right here, we'll do requests for comparisons, size comparisons, and then we'll hang out for some Q&A. If I can get this on there. This beam effect has not had anything. Hold on, I gotta heat this up because it has not had anything plugged into it in a long while. Okay, that should give it a little bit more wiggle room.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat and we'll answer.
Okay. So let's You know what? I don't have the manual with me right now, so I need to try to remember which pieces go where. Give me 1 second. I got the manual right here on the side. I keep my book of manuals right here. What's that?
I can help you out with the effect pieces. I know which piece goes where.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
I will let you guide me then. Okay, so the first, let's figure out where we're going to do with this one right here, the smaller piece.
So that's the one that goes on the back of the neck.
Back of the neck. Okay, so it goes on. Are you sure? Because it's got a little clamp piece that looks like it goes inside. I think that's this one that goes around the neck. Yeah, it's this one that goes around the neck. Yeah, so that one goes around the neck. And then, because this one's got a clamp on the side right there, so. And then this one. Yeah, so these go around the legs.
I didn't see the clamp on that one.
Yeah, so this one right here, this is the larger piece.
For his Thunder's thighs.
Let's see, I think this one goes on the left. Get it in there now.
I'm
going to do this off camera.
When attaching the smoke effect to the right arm of the 70th anniversary model, as there's very little space between them.
Yeah, you got to be very, very precise when you're doing this. So unfortunately, I'm going to do this off camera because I just need to be very precise with it. I don't want to make a mistake when I'm doing this. But I think I figured out which pieces go where. And then this one. This is an arm piece.
I think it's for his left arm.
Let's see here. I might need to look at an image really quick for that one right there. Let me get this piece on. All right, give me a second, guys. Let me just pull it up really quick on my computer there. I've got 3 of them on.
One go.
Ultimate burning.
True ultimate burning.
I know some people have been using, I think it's a cheaper Bandai figure. Oh, I see. It goes on that part of the arm. I was like, this doesn't seem right. And that's right.
But you were saying something about a cheaper Bandai figure?
Oh yeah, there's a cheaper Bandai figure that you can purchase out there, and I believe, so I had this on backwards, that's why it was kind of walked. That I think it's like 25 bucks or something like that, but if you purchase that, that one goes well with this burning figure as well. I've seen some people in Japan put that on there.
Was it one that also has, it looks like cheaper made, and they also have like a destroyer that goes along with it? I think so. Okay, yeah, I know what you're thinking about.
All right, and then this one just kind of clips on its arm.
Yeah, like near the wrist area, like the forearm.
Yeah, it's like right there on the forearm. Okay, so I got that one on there. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done this.
You know the Tamashii Nation effects, where it's like it's a smoke effect for like some of their figure arts figures? I think those would look really well with this figure with the smoke effects as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, a lot of their effect pieces come in, they kind of design it so that they can kind of be used for a lot of other figures. Not so much for MonsterArts, but you can pair some of them. I think I have the Tamashii lightning effects used for the Zinogre? Zinogre?
Yeah, Zinogre.
Is it Zinogre? I think that's how you say it. Yeah.
Yeah, Zinogre or the Furious Zhang.
Yeah, this one's looking a little tough to do. I might have to drop the shoulder on it. Yep, I have to drop the shoulder on it to get that one in there. Okay, perfect. Good thing they have that ability to drop the shoulder, because you would not have been able to get this on there. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the Ultimate Burning Vision will be able to do it.
Okay, so we've got... I just kind of need to reposition these just a smidge. But here it is with Ultimate Burning's effects on there. So I've got that on. All right. And then let me just pop this out really quick. All right, so sorry guys, it took a minute to put this on there. I had to do like a recap and everything how to put them on, but I got it, and we're gonna put this all together.
This is what
there it is.
Figure performance looks like.
Yeah, so, and then let me just take a break really quick. I need some water after that. Whew.
Masterpiece.
All right. So there it is. There's our burning Godzilla with burning effects. And we're combining parts from the Rodan set with the Ultimate Burning Godzilla to have the Ultimate Burning set. Yeah, unfortunately, this piece doesn't come with it, you know. But still, if you ever do pick it up, they're compatible. You guys can mix and match.
Yeah, definitely gonna have mine display like that once I get him.
I'm gonna, for this, I'm gonna take this one back off, and we're gonna put just the regular one on here. Just so that we can see. I'm gonna bring out the base too. That was with the 70th anniversary as the base. Now I'm just gonna use the actual beam. And then the hole for this is right there. All right. This stand is really loose out of the box, by the way, so you may need to take a screwdriver to tighten those joints. So, but here it is with the beam effect that it does ship with. So there's that. Oh, the other one just went out. Give me a second, guys. Like clockwork.
Everything's dying on you. First was the Wi-Fi.
Well, you know, with battery power, they're only meant to last for 2 hours. That's it. So we're over the 2 hour mark is what it's telling me.
Yeah, well, makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So we're good with that. Yeah. So there we go, though. That looks really cool. Here's the close-up with it, with the beam. Looks, you know, it's disappointing as it is that it is this beam instead of the big spiral. It still doesn't look bad.
Yep, still gets the job done, still does what it needs to do. No complaints there.
And there's probably a lot of people that don't actually have this beam sculpt anyways, even though it's the reddish orange color. So
I know we've seen plenty of times before.
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna move this guy out of the shot. We're gonna bring in number 3. Just so you guys can see what it looks like without those effects on there. So, but yeah, that's there's your burning Godzilla. Let me fix that. It's kind of little off like that. There we go. All right, so there it is, guys. We are now entering the next phase of doing some size comparisons now. So chat, feel free to post. I'm going to do, I think, about maybe 10, up to 10 comparisons right here, and then we're going to just do Q&A to wrap it up. So let me pull this up really quick. I'll pull the chat up really quick on my end.
One thing for certain, no 2019 Ghidorah.
Don't put that out there. Don't even put it out there. That thing is buried in my display, and somebody always asks for it to come out. I feel like it's a joke at this point, right?
It's a running gag.
I should just have it out at this point. Just be ready for it. But I don't have it out. So let's avoid putting that figure out here. But yeah, let's take a look at. Okay. Yeah, we're on to you. We're on to you, Robozilla. We're on to you. Okay. Well, Josh, who do you want to see it compared with? Since you're the co-host here, I'll let you get first dibs. Who do you want to see compared with?
I'm pretty sure someone's already going to ask this, but definitely Destroyer.
Which one?
Let's go with Special Colors, since he's the quote-unquote most like the new one.
All right, we'll grab that one out there. For anybody in the chat, if you're requesting anything, be sure to put a year behind the figure. If you just say Burning Godzilla, I don't know which one you mean, or, you know, just if there's a multiple variant, be specific about that.
All right. I see that question. No 2019 Special Color.
So here is the Special Color version of Destroyer with Burning Godzilla. I don't think there's going to be too much of a color change with... Actually, I lied. There's going to be a big color change with the new figure because it is significantly darker on the skin of the new Destroyer. Let me move this out of the way. So, but yeah, so here it is. Here they are. They look good together, though. If you have the Special Color and you're not planning on picking up the newest one because you're good with this one, then they look good together, though.
Oh, yeah. Definitely really good side by side. And honestly, because they did the 70th version and a new Destroyer, it's only a matter of time before we see some Special Color version of either Junior or even the Evolution set.
We'll have to see what happens with that.
Hell, I'd be very surprised if they do a Super X3. You know, give other people finally an opportunity to grab that piece.
I mean, maybe they'll throw it in with the Evolution set. We'll see what happens, right?
We'll see.
They'll go all hands on deck for that release, right?
Oh yeah.
We'll make an ultimate pack is what they'll do, right? They'll put Junior or the Evolution set in there. They'll put the Super X3 and just make it all one big complete package.
Yep, just like they did with Rodan, Mechagodzilla, and Garuda.
I mean, that was a pretty smart way to do it. Knock out all those releases instead of making them individual. But I know it was pricey because of that.
Yeah, but people still bought it anyways. So that's a sale at the end of the day.
Yeah, so what else do we got here? We've got Godzilla. Okay.
Evo set. I'm grabbing a heartbeat. Oh, Rebirth 95. Same mold, right? Yeah, they're the same mold.
Yeah, they're the same mold. There's no differences right here. So I will bring out the first. When you guys are saying Junior, which Junior are you talking about? Are we talking about Junior Special
Junior
Color?
Original comparison.
Original. Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna bring out the original.
Yeah, if they do reissue a Junior, I would love to see like a damaged chest piece for when the Destroyer larva, jabbed into him.
Yeah, that would be dope. I would love that.
I know they did an Atomic Breath piece. I don't think they would throw that in there.
Yeah, the Atomic Breath piece was attached for the Special Color version. Let's take a good look at it. This is the original Junior figure. Yeah, so they look good together, though. The original Junior with Burning Godzilla, yeah, they look great.
Junior in the film was maybe up to his thigh, and he's definitely a lot bigger here. Is that intentional, or were they meant to be? Was he meant to be a bit smaller?
Well, it's just because it's just the way that I have Junior posed right here, because Junior in the film does not stand like this. Junior in the film stands like this.
There we go.
Yeah. So, you know, Junior can pose. It's just like with Anguirus. If you can pose Anguirus standing really, really tall, right? But in the movie,
Right.
Junior doesn't stand upright like this. You know, he stands up. It's more or less, you know, hunched forward. So when you, I mean, it looks pretty on par exactly how it's supposed to look when it's posed like that. You know.
Yeah.
So it's all about posing. You can make it pose great, or you can make it look awful.
All about the angle.
So, but that's that, and I also brought out the special color version while we were at it. So this is the special color Junior right here. And special color Junior's got more of a... Yeah, special color Junior's got more of a charcoalish kind of... It's supposed to emulate the city fight against Destroya aggregate form.
Right.
So it's supposed to look like it's got debris and dust all over it. That's the whole point of this figure coloration.
Battle Worn Junior.
Yeah. It looks okay.
Special color version looks dead.
I personally like the original, though. The original looks a lot just more on par with how it's supposed to look.
Yeah. Wonder how they would do like a reissue like we mentioned before with like the scar or like the wound in his chest. What kind of paint job they would get painted.
I think it's going to be pretty close to this, but it might be a darker green. Yeah, I think it'll be a darker green.
Like a nighttime scene.
Yeah, it'll be probably the same. It'll probably be the Tokyo City battle variant. It's probably going to be the same.
Idea that I just thought of, if they do the scar in his chest and it's like a nighttime scene, it would be nice to give us an alternate head with his eyes closed to recreate, you know, him dead.
I think it'd be a stretch, but it would be pretty cool if they did it. Maybe somebody will do a custom head sculpt out there, right?
People can 3D print anything nowadays.
Yeah. Let me put this guy back. What else do we want to show? There might be some people just joining the chat now. They're like, what the heck is going on? We're just comparing different figures and everything. Somebody said the aggregates, right? And the crab forms.
Yeah, I believe so.
Let me grab... I'm going to just grab one aggregate here, because I have an army of them.
Amateur model kits asks, there we go. I was trying to ask if in the previous stream, but is Big Bad Toy Store reliable? Yes, they are. They do get some stuff in a little bit later than normal, but they are trustworthy, and I've bought from them plenty of times before, and I've got nothing but good things to say about them.
Yes.
He also asks, can you see Burning Goji next to Ortho Shin?
Sure, we'll get Ortho Shin out. So here's the crab form. So this one is designed to be scaled with Burning Godzilla, because you can take this figure and you can also put it on Burning Godzilla for that iconic scene.
We're being strangled to death.
Yeah, so it goes well with that. This one doesn't move all that much. It's got very limited, you know, the legs don't move. It's just the pincers really that can go back and forth, and then these can go kind of left and right. So yeah, you can go left and right with this, and these just go up and down with this. But for the most part, it's just mostly a display piece. So you can post it. You can post it on top of Godzilla like there. Yeah, so you can get that shot. I actually have this posed like this in my display, where I have one of the crab forms on Burning Godzilla, and Burning Godzilla is kind of looking back, trying to get it off of its back. Here is the aggregate, though. Let me get that out for you.
One meant to scale with Junior.
Yes. So this one's supposed to scale with the Godzilla Jr. figure.
Also, why did they make that one piece so ungodly long?
I have no idea. I asked about that, and they're like, this is just what Toho told us to do with it. So I was like, okay. So, but this is with the aggregate. The aggregate is a lot larger. I would say that it's probably scales, it's supposed to scale even bigger than this, honestly. From the movie, I feel like it's a lot larger because of Junior standing next to it. That's just what I think about it, though.
Yeah, I feel like this aggregate and Junior is supposed to scale well, and then the smaller one that gets on top of Senior is meant to be like what Junior's size should have been. Because
Yeah.
thankfully, like the aggregates are like the exact same size in the film, and it's interesting how in here one is bigger than the other.
Right. Let me get out Ortho Shin here. You know, I feel like almost every stream somebody has requested the Ortho Shin to be brought out, and I'm just a little surprised by that because a lot of people were saying that they didn't like Ortho Shin or didn't see the reason for it.
Yeah, I would expect a lot more Fourth Awakening or Night Combat more than anything.
Yeah. So here is our Ortho Shin.
The model kit build says, how much would Junior cost in the aftermarket, and where would be the best place to look for figures no longer being sold or made at a reasonable price?
Well, I would tell you Mandarake, but that's going to end on August 29th. You're going to have to pay a lot more for that, so that's going to be tricky because now you're going to have to either face aftermarket here and just kind of compare if it's even worth it at this point to import. So, but right now, you have until August 29th. And the reason why I'm saying that is because de Vietnamese, that's shipments under $800 for imports are duty-free right now. That ends on August 29th. So that means everything's going to get hit with duty charges. So your figure that's going to be super cheap because of the currency conversion advantage isn't going to be so cheap because it's going to be a 15% duty fee that you're going to get hit with that, plus administrative fees, plus shipping. So, I'm hoping that my Legion figure actually comes out before the 29th. It's being released on August 25th, but will it get to me in time? That's the question.
Will it ship out before things go to hell?
Exactly. So, but yeah, here's your close-up of Ortho Shin.
Model kits. Another good site to go to besides Mandarake will probably be Zen Market.
Oh yes, the Zen Market, Bai. I prefer Zen Market honestly over Bai though, because Zen Market will do consolidation for free and they take out your stuff out of the packages. Whereas Bai, I think they just send it in the shipping box, so it ends up being a bigger box and needs to be bigger, so you end up paying a lot more. Plus, I don't like their fees. Their fees are outrageous. What else could we want to bring out? So we have brought out Ortho. Who else do we want to bring out?
Anybody in the comments got any suggestions? We got plenty of figures to go through.
Let's do... I'm going to pick...
What's a figure that people have a lot of?
Well, I'm actually going to pick one that maybe people don't have a lot of, and that is going to be the original 1994 Godzilla.
Yeah, classic. I got that guy. Honestly, I remember the teaser picture with the Space Godzilla way back then, with the Junior hidden in the little Godzilla hidden in the smoke. So I'm curious to know when those will be coming out. Hey, we got a donation from RoboLizard, $19.99.
Hey, RoboLizard.
He
hey,
mentioned
man.
Legion. Here's some dough just in case of fees. Bad.
Yeah, I was, yeah, potentially I might get slapped with an $80 duty fee if it's going to be coming out. So we'll see if it gets released at that time.
That'll be $70.
Yep, and that's on top of the shipping and everything. RoboLizard, you're going to get your comment highlighted right there. Oh, but you know what? I have to pop out the chat. My bad. Hold on a second. Uno segundo. It's a new stream, so I have to kind of set this up. 1 second. I want to get you highlighted, sir.
Definitely deserve it.
Okay. Let me get this here. Bring that there. And I'm going to highlight you, sir. All right, might look a little wonky for a second, but... Oh, where is it at? There we go. All right, thank you so much. Wow, $10. Yeah, that's gonna help. The last stream, I think. You know what? He also deleted, or he also not deleted. He also donated there. Hey, that's $15 towards the $80 fees.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But thank you, Robo Lizard. I appreciate that. It's gonna help if duties come. You know what? The duties are gonna come either way because I got all those other figures on order all the way through February. So we're gonna see how that hits. Okay. Oh my gosh, 94. Yeah. Before the atomic breath, but it broke down over time. Oh, I'm assuming that what you mean is that it drooped over time, and that has to do with possibly heat and everything. That's an easy fix, though. All you got to do is heat it up and just reshape it. I'm assuming that's what he means by that.
Or broke down as in like he went to go pose a figure, or he wanted to go pose a joint, and like the ball joint snapped or cracked.
On the beam effect? I don't know. Unless he's talking about the figure breaking. I don't know about that.
He used to have it before the atomic breath. So I think he got the reissue.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. So here's 94, though. 94's eyes still look fantastic. I will take decals over dot matrix any day.
Yeah.
Any day. Yeah.
Just gotta be lucky enough to get one that's looking at you and not, lazy-eyed.
So, but yeah, if you're wondering, this is correct. 94 is shorter than 95, by the way. It's a tad shorter. And the dorsals are also different too. You can see that the dorsals are the traditional 95. They kind of pop out towards the top in the middle, and they're more, I guess, lined up on the 94 figure. What I don't like about the 94 figures is it's got like a bluish paint on the dorsals, which is entirely inaccurate to what you see on screen, right? They're more of that bone coloration. Yeah, they're more of that bone coloration. So, but this is on the list for them to do a 2.0 figure of the 94. So I'm looking forward to if and when that actually happens.
Yeah. Also, question for the just in line with the 94 and 95 suits. People say that they're different suits, or others saying that it's the exact same suits, but it's just burning patches. Like, what's actually true?
So they modified the original 94 suit to, so there's two 94 suits. They modified one of them to look like Burning Godzilla, and then they redid how you see the dorsals here. They redid the dorsals and they added the burning patches to it. So, but they still have the original 94 figure, or sorry, not me. They have the original 94 suit still, it's on display actually. And actually, the original 94 suit is what you see at the end of the movie for Adult Junior. That's the original 94 suit.
So that's the case. If they took a 94 suit and repurposed it to make it 95, why did they have just took that 94 mold and just made a Burning Godzilla instead of a new sculpt?
So are you talking about the figures right now?
Yes. I know they had like a prototype way back then where it was a 94 painted
oh, yeah.
95 colors.
Yeah. So back in the day, when they showcased the first prototype of Burning Godzilla, it was just the 94 Godzilla that was just repainted. But because of feedback from everybody asking for more articulation, they went to Yuji Sakai and asked them to redo the figure. So this is not a retool. This is a whole brand new sculpt right here. This is a brand new sculpt. Not the same. They're completely different figures, different sculpts and everything. No parts are reused or nothing like that. All brand new for 95.
Interesting.
So yeah, they're both very unique to each other. Okay, what's another one that we want to take out? Really quick, since I have it here, I'm going to bring out 1954. This is the very first 1954 figure that was released in the line.
Reissue?
Yeah, this is not the reissue. This is the first one. So the eyes are a lot bigger, and they also are decals. They're not actual dot matrix. The reissues dot matrix.
Rebel Lizard said, "Ooh, I'd love to see the '94 burning concept."
Yeah, the image is floating online. If you just type in like original 1994 burning Godzilla, it should pop up. You know what? While I have it, I have the 70th anniversary out here too. So let me bring that one out really quick.
Oh,
so here.
Kid says, since you are most in the loop, what is the confirmed release of the new Mayaguchi? I think that's sometime in September, right? Like near the end, like late September.
Yeah, that one's scheduled in Japan in September, and it will be October in the US. It'll be the end of September, though. I was really surprised with this.
26?
With this, yeah, usually it's about the 24th to the 26th is when they kind of pick those release dates for Monster Arts. I was really surprised, honestly, with the 70th anniversary. I didn't think I'd actually like it this much, but I really do. I really love it.
Yeah, but I love that poster color look.
Yeah, it's just, it's good. It's hot. I love it. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we got here, guys? What else do we want? We're gonna bring out like maybe 4 to 5 more.
Ooh, Heavy Arms Kyu.
Ah, that's a good one. Every stream I've brought that one out too. Let me go grab that really quick. Heavy Arms is a popular one out there. Everybody wants that one because it was only released once. I would love to see an ultimate version of it though.
Yeah, just curious what they would add, because they already have the damage to the eye, they already have the drill hand, so what would they add to make it different?
Well, they'll give it the Hyper Mazer, that's for sure, for the chest at least.
Mm.
If they go the route that they did with the Shinagawa version, they'll probably bring back all the same effect parts plus the Mazer effect.
You know what I would love to see for a Mechagodzilla set? Missiles. I would love to see some missiles.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool to see some missile effects on there. They also probably would include even more damaged parts for this curio as well. So here's Heavy Arms.
Looking pretty naked over there.
Very shiny. And this is it's like a heavy gunmetal paint job that's on this guy.
Yeah, out of between 2002 and 2003, even though 2002 was like the most alpha version, this is just the soft spot with 2003, with it just looking overall darker, the backpack and music hands being, the same color as the suits. It's like just much better than the blue.
For sure. All right. Let me put this guy back really quick. Let's do, what else should we do? You know what? Surprise, not a Monster Arts figure, but we're gonna bring out, just for fun, I'm gonna bring out a Godzillasaurus. There you go.
Yeah, that new Ichiban one that just recently released.
Yeah, so this one's a really cool figure. I don't have a Godzillasaurus until this release came out, and I've just always wanted one. Was never impressed with the movie Monster series, but as soon as I saw this, I was like, I gotta have it. Even if it doesn't move, I need it. And it's definitely it's the same 6-inch scale as Monster Arts, but clearly it's not in scale. But
yeah,
it's a really neat figure. Yeah, it's a really neat figure to pose with that. Let's see here. What else can we pose with that? 3 more figures, guys. 3 more.
We have OG Maya Goji, so the Sakai sculpt purple spine.
Sorry, which one?
The OG 2000.
Ah, that one. Let me grab that. This is our Millennium Concept version.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
so when they release the Shinichi Wakasa suit version, they will actually call it just regular Godzilla 1999. It won't be called Godzilla 2000. So here is our Godzilla 2000 Millennium figure. And it's a general release, so this figure can easily be reissued down the line. They just haven't.
Definitely love to see a Orca pair up with him.
Yeah.
Maybe with the Millennium spaceship as well.
For sure. So what's another one that we can bring out?
Let's see. Sokogeki Goji or Gamma 95.
Let's bring out, I think that we're talking about 72 Godzilla, right?
I believe so. That's the term Sokogeki.
Okay.
Correct?
I'm bringing out, yeah. I think that's what they're referring to. I'm going to bring out 72.
Lane Vix asks, on topic of burning and other brands, thoughts on the new hot-air burning displayed at STCC? Kind of disappointed it apparently won't feature any translucent pieces.
You know, knowing Haya, they probably heard that feedback, and they're probably going to take another 6 or 7 months to update it with translucent effects, right? So, who knows, right? I mean, they might.
Yeah, that ends is still in prototype form, so it's definitely something that can change.
Yeah, there is just a resin prototype that they had on display, so I would take anything that Haya themselves says at first is just like, just wait and see what happens next. And even then, after you see it the first time, it's going to change probably. So, all right, so we've got, so here's our 72 Godzilla. This has been modified. This has been modified by myself so that the mouth closes completely. And it still has the teeth in there. Some people in Japan just cut out the teeth completely. I did not do that. I just modded it so that I just cut out more of the gums on the inside so that the teeth are still there. But now the mouth can shut completely, which is, when I think of this suit, this is how I picture it. I don't picture it with its teeth exposed.
Yeah. Well, Amateur Model Kids, he says Sokogeki Goji was a GMK.
Okay, I'll bring out GMK. GMK is a great one. I love GMK's figure. Which GMK are we talking, though? Are we talking about original, vanilla, heat ray?
I would assume...
I'm going to bring out vanilla, because that's what I got in my hand now.
Honestly, I would love to have GMK in the Movie Graphic Plus line in a nighttime color variant so we can get like a proper suit colors.
Oh, be careful what you wish for.
Ooh, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Keep our fingers crossed.
All right, so here is Burning Godzilla with GMK. GMK is massive.
Oh yeah, love GMK. My favorite Godzilla suit and design ever.
I went ahead and modified mine because this figure, the very first GMK ships, the head and the jaw joint are not properly set on most of the figures. So you have to unplug it and you have to reseat the joint properly. Because most of the time this jaw is too far out and the head is not seamless with this part. Now that it's been fixed, it looks a lot better. There's no underbite or overbite or whatever you want to call it. So, boy, that Godzilla looks like it'll eat the Burning Godzilla, though.
Oh, definitely. Really,
I'm gonna eat you alive, son.
I'm gonna eat yourself for breakfast.
Yeah. One more, guys. One more size comparison. Who's it gonna be? Make it count.
Let's see. What do we got? I don't see anybody here. Let's see. Not so much of a Monster Arts, but do you have the Soul Chigokin Kyu or the DX Mechagodzilla 74?
I don't have the Mechagodzilla DX figure. I'm not really interested in picking that one up because that one, it kind of just comes off too much as a toy than it does something I'm looking for. I like, yeah, I mean, I think it's what it's based off of too. It's just an older model, right, of that DX. So it's not like it was ever meant to be hyper realistic or anything like that. But
Or,
I'm
yeah,
very,
or articulated.
I'll put it this way. I am very particular with my classic Showa Mechagodzillas. Mechagodzilla 1975 is my favorite, and I have the X Plus version of that with the light up eyes and everything. And anything that doesn't look as good as that, I'm just not going to pick up. So, but here is the Soul of Chogokin Kiryu. It is massive.
If only all Godzilla figured with that size.
Yeah, I'm actually going to have to push them back so we can get them into frame. So, but yeah, that's, it's definitely a larger figure. It's even larger than the 1989 Lights and Sound Godzilla, the Triple K Godzilla.
K.
So, actually, you know what? Just for fun, I'm going to bring that one out here just so people can get an idea of the sense. And if I'm not mistaken, the DX figure that you're talking about of Mechagodzilla 74, I think that's even larger than this Kiryu right here.
Yeah, it's on my shelf next to me, and it is big and it's hefty. Like, he's actually heavy.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring out the 1989, the Triple K, just so you guys can see the size differences between these guys.
Honestly, would love a Burning Godzilla. If the Triple K line got enough, love it deserved, would have been amazing to see everything light up in the burning patches.
Oh, for sure. So, but yeah, that's it. That's it for our size comparisons, guys. Let me take these guys off the table really quick, and I'm going to just put Godzilla here with its heat ray effect in the display shot right here. We are officially done with the major part of the stream, but we're going to hang out for some Q&A for a little bit. I just checked my microphone equipment, and it is running really low, so our Q&A session is probably going to be a lot shorter this time around. So let's see here. Let me get this in here for you guys. Okay. So yeah, that's let me push this a little bit further back here.
Monoka's asked one last thing. Can you make him do the victory dance?
Can I make which victory dance? Are we talking about the
Invasion of Astro Monster?
Yeah, you can do something like that just off the whim, right? Like, what is it? Like one foot up, right?
Yeah, 1 foot up and cross over together.
Yeah.
One hand on his belly, one hand touching his head.
Yeah, it's definitely not as good. It's not that flexible in this manner. It's flexible in other ways, right? So I think it's he's something like this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like thick hips, right? So yeah, it doesn't cross over, because here's the thing. You can go out with these legs, but when it comes to going inside, you've got this divot right here. This divot that they've got sculpted, and it's gonna stop right there. So the rest of that's gonna be ankle and knee and leg articulation. It doesn't really go that far inward. It goes a little bit more outward like that, but not so much on the inside. So maybe with heat, you can get it to kind of do something cool, but for this one, not so much. So, and then by the way, guys, this is something that happened with the original. Everybody was complaining about this big hip thing. All you got to do, if you don't like this gap, just push it back into place. That's all you got to do. Because it's on it
for a reason.
It's just a ball joint that drops. You can close that gap. It's designed for play. That's why this figure's like this, right? See that? That's all you got to do. If anybody ever tells you, oh, I don't like the gap, just close the gap. That's all you got to do. And if they say they can't close the gap, then link them to a clip of this video right here of me showing you how to do it. So that'll be helpful to them, right?
As you would say, get some kiki fix.
Oh yeah, yeah. This figure, I don't know if you really need too much kiki fix other than those joints in those certain areas, right? But
Mostly the tail.
Yeah, that's kind of it though. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to just leave this here. I'm going to move over to the computer area now, and we're going to just stick around for some Q&A until my mics die. Once when my mics die, I'll let Josh know, and he's going to end the stream for everybody. So, but yeah, so let's see here. What are we at right now? Yeah, it's pretty low. But we'll stay on until that dies, so if you can't hear me anymore, that's what happened. So, anyways, oh, that was a fun stream. What'd you guys think, despite the little technical errors that we had?
It was definitely a good stream. I liked it.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. We got a good look at the figure right there. Yeah, let me look at the chat here, guys. We've got Chum Bucket. Hey, nice to see you, sir. They need to reissue GMK. Hey, we got the movie graphic plus line, and they're gonna do a Godzilla from every movie that's currently released out there. So, your GMK wish might be granted, right?
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, Shin, Meyer, yeah. Oh, aside from 98, yeah, that's a good one too. Haya going to do what they normally do, release the burning in solid plastic, then re-release it in translucent plastic and make everybody buy it again. Yeah, I mean, that's a very good indication of what they'll do. It's nothing that MonsterArts doesn't do anyways, right? I mean, they release a bare minimum figure the first time around, and they release a decisive battle with some extra beams and stuff like that, or other effect parts. That's just the release strategy. That's just how they make money.
Godzilla 2021 is a prime example.
Oh, I missed I think I remember you saying this. Yeah, we're done comparison now, but Gamera would have been... I do have that one. Victory Dance. There you go, buddy. Honestly, I'll pick this up after Orthoshin. There's a pose I want to do with this guy that I can't find a reference image for anyone, and I want to take the pick for nostalgia, then I'll buy 2000. Hey, yeah, go for it. Water break. Yeah, dude, I'm like guzzling down my third bottle of water right now.
I have to go for a bathroom break pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. So, but yeah, let me see, is there any other chat that I missed earlier? Oh, RoboLizard, as a Burning fan, if they do translucent parts on High 95, I'll grab that figure. No clear parts, new purchase, sadly. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to do. They're going to release a standard version, and then they're going to do a Burning version. They might even do a Wonderfest version of that Burning Godzilla too, right?
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's see here. I thought it was going to be called Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. I'm assuming he's talking about the Godzilla 2000 figure?
Yeah, we were talking about the 2000 figure and how you mentioned before for the 1999 version, how they would do the, I think you said Shinichi Wakasa version. It'll be just labeled Godzilla 1999, so like
yes.
Godzilla 2000 Millennium.
Yeah, that's exactly, yep. And then this new figure that it's the current Godzilla 2000 that's on its way is from Megaguirus, and they're just calling it Godzilla 2000, but it's not Godzilla 2000 movie. It's Godzilla, parentheses 2000, because it's from the year 2000. Confusing, right?
Very confusing, especially if people don't know their Godzillas and which years they come from.
Yeah. Honestly, wish they included the steam from the deluxe reissue a long time ago. Yeah, that would have made this figure a little bit more ultimate, right? I mean, honestly, without this beam effect too, and replace it with the other one, it would have been like the ultimate release. But they're funny about their exclusives and their beam effects and stuff like that. Like the accessories, they don't like to really repackage exclusive effects over and over again. Like if it's a general release, they'll repackage and repaint it. That's why you're seeing this beam effect on this figure right now. It's not exclusive to anything. It's just a general release that's just been repainted over and over again, right? But then, like the Burning Godzilla beam that came with Rodan, Fire Rodan, that was exclusive to that set. So they're holding that exclusivity out there for the collectors that picked up that original release, and they want it to feel special for those collectors still out there. It's not to devalue your collection. That's the whole point of it. And that's the difference between buying mass-produced toys like Playmates and stuff like that versus collecting, figures like this. They want you to have that special piece in your collection out there.
Yeah, like the one piece that appears every so often compared to the ones that get spit out every single month.
Mm-hmm. RoboLizard says, I got burned by buying the Wonderfest 2019 Burning, bought it for $300 secondhand, the next day they announced the reissue. Ouch. Ooh.
Damn.
That's really high. That's really high.
I got
mine
for $135 off of Calcus when they went up for pre-order. Like they only had 6 available. That was one of those 6 didn't have it. Like I got lucky.
Yeah. Ultra Bean, I'm late. How are the eyes on your copy? We went through 4 of them. 2 of them were perfect, really. They were great. And one of them was slightly off, and then probably the fourth one was the runt of the litter, as we've been referring him. Just a little bit more derp to that one than the rest. But
Yeah,
3 out of
he's
4
the
is
vanilla
pretty
of the
good.
group.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 is good. There are other streams. Because we had stream connection issues, I'm likely going to make these streams unlisted. So if you have the links, you can still watch them. But I'm going to re-edit them and put them together as one very quickly so that people can watch a seamless stream later. And I'm probably going to try to do that, knock it out either tomorrow, probably tomorrow. Probably going to knock it out tomorrow. Oh, I'm not knocking Haya for doing it. They got to do what they got to do, especially if it helps them out with keeping the costs down. I've learned to be patient with both Haya and Bandit. Or Bandai. Or Bandit, whichever you prefer, I suppose, right?
the Bandit for stealing our money. $500 for one figure is crazy.
Yeah, so, but yeah, it's just, yeah, you may, it's not entirely consumer friendly, right? But it is a business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Not asking for a comparison, but the S.H. Figuarts Black Key's worth picking up. I don't know. I don't own that figure. I don't own any Figuarts figures. And actually, my first Figuarts figure that I'm probably going to own is that Yu-Gi-Oh figure that's coming out because I want to pair that up with the Blue Eyes White Dragon that I got. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to answer that. Do you know anything, Josh?
Figuarts Black King.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I mostly just collect Godzilla figures and the odd Monster Hunter figure here and there, but nothing really of Ultraman or Figuarts, so can't really say anything. Yeah,
I don't have much to offer on that, unfortunately. I got a bootleg minus Goji and got what I asked for. Yeah, I'm sure you did. Those bootlegs are no jokes over there. They are bootlegs.
Yep,
I picked up that Mecha Godzilla bootleg and I was like, jeez.
Yeah, there's a Scar King bootleg with the Beast Glove Kong, or the Beast Glove for Kong. So it's like if you don't want to spend $100 on the authentic one, you could get a cheap bootleg just for the Beast Glove.
Yeah. Amateur model kit builds. Let's see here. Bro, why does Biollante go for 1,000? I haven't seen it go for over 1,000 in a long while. Like, you can still get this figure on even on eBay for the special color version. You can still get it for about $350 still. The original might be a little bit more. The original might go for about 400 to 500, but I don't think it's back to 1,000 like it used to be.
Yeah, back before the special color was even announced, I saw on Amazon the original for going for like 1,500. Yeah.
Biollante really got up there in the aftermarket price. I mean, there wasn't even a point where, like, it's just the demand for the market. Just there wasn't that many people selling it, and they were just selling it for $1,000 at a certain point, right? So it was just, and that's why they did the special color version, because it was just people wanted a new one. And that was let's see, the original came out in 2013, and then the special color version came out in 2020. So it was a good chunk of time waiting right there. A lot of people jumped on the special color version too. So
I was one of those people.
Before the stream ends, just want to say thanks for all the content. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that. I don't usually... This is something new I'm doing this year. I wasn't doing much of this in the years past. I was just kind of sticking to stop motion, and then at one point I just like, you know what? I just don't have the time to do stop motion anymore, and I just kept trying to do it in the time that I had, and it just wasn't getting done. So I decided to shift in how I do content. And there's also a lot of people out there that kind of poo-poo this line, and I feel like we need a little bit more positivity out there. That's not to say I'm going to glaze this line. I have my issues with it too, but you know, I do want to offer more of a fair perspective, I feel, with this. So when we're reviewing this, you know, I'm going to tell you what I don't like about these figures, and I'll tell you what I do like about these figures. But I also enjoy the line in general. Like, this is my favorite Godzilla line. This is the line that I wish that I had when I was a kid. Let's see here. Let's see here. We got not seeing any 200, but no, you're not going to find one for $200. Absolutely not. You'll see a Biollante for at least 300 or more. And on a rare occasion on Mercari, you might see one for 250. And that's a wrap for this stream, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It's been a blast, and thank you for getting through these internet issues that we were having earlier. Thank you, Josh, for joining me today. It was a pleasure having you aboard. Next live stream, we'll be going through Stardust Dragon, so look forward to more on that. And until then, we'll catch you later.